Hello, y'all, and we're back. It's Monster of the Week with Stir Friday Night here on Roll20. We're so happy to be playing Evil Hat Productions' phenomenal gang, and if you don't know who we are, this is Stir Friday Night, Chicago's oldest all-Asian improv troupe with alumni of note like Steve Yoon and Mary Sohn and Danny Pudi and a bunch of other great people. You can find out more on our Twitter. But we play this tabletop game, and we're having a blast doing it. But let's introduce ourselves. Let's go around, tell the folks who you are, tell them who you play, tell them your pronouns, and your hypothetical question for this week is... Everyone thinks they'd be royalty, or a knight, if they were born in medieval times, but let's be honest, you probably wouldn't be. So what kind of peasant do you think you'd be if you were born in medieval times? And we're going to kick it off with our resident historical fan of fashion and just time period. Shu, tell us all about it.
Hi everyone, my name is Shu and I play Beryl. Beryl is about 150 years old and she is the head of this group of interns. I say head in quotation marks because not only did she begin the internship program and then was demoted to just run one team of the internship program, but she's technically on a 10-day forced mandatory vacation from the agency, the longest running monster agency, possibly only in the world. A little bit of issues happening right now with Beryl and this thing that she's devoted her life to, and it's causing her a little bit of distress, which is very fun to play. Okay, hypothetical question. All right, so I've given this a ton of thought. Okay, I would 100% in the past have been someone who actually was like a spinner weaver, like with linen. So
is it seamstress a correct term, or is that incorrect?
No, so I actually would like a weaver. Like I would actually make the cloth
with
and
like
then
a
you
loom?
would give it to a yes.
Okay.
So it used to be that everybody would have to make their own cloth. You know, like you couldn't just go to a mercantile store and buy it. That was a much later on in the whole thing. It required basically the creation of like an expansive world net of ships in order to travel with all that stuff. So in the olden days, used to grow your linen and then used to harvest your linen and then used to silk your linen and then used to like put it outside and then you would let like the sun bleach the linen and then you'd break down the fibers and then you would spin it and then you would weave it. And I only know this because I looked it up just to see if it was more cost effective than buying linen, and it is not. No. It is so not. So I guess in the 18th century, that's probably what I would have done.
Hell yeah. Very, very cool and very informative. Moving right along, Harrison, tell us about yourself.
Hi, everybody. I'm Harrison Happen. He, him, his. I play Glizzy Marshall, also he, him, his. And Glizzy Marshall is part of the monstrous class. Glizzy is a werebear, but besides being a werebear monstrous intern, he is also the local high school's wrestling coach and history teacher. Yeah. And he could fly. So for the peasant question, what is it? 8th century? What?
Medieval times. So what is that?
Medieval times. Which country?
I mean, I guess if we're gonna do high fantasy, sort of like in some regard, I guess England, in a world where racism doesn't exist.
Yeah. Just to say, I mean,
just classism and feudalism. That's it.
Feudalism.
Just to let you know, the Middle Ages is like 5th century to like late 15th century, so you have a lot of time.
Yeah, that's what I was like. Immediately, I think 11th or like one of the Crusades with like Saladin back in the Kingdom of Antioch.
Ooh.
Like which Crusades?
The one with so the Kingdom of Antioch as well as Kingdom of Jerusalem were separate, and Kingdom of Tripoli. I forgot. I don't know which years that is. Anyway,
1097 and 1098, according to Siege of Antioch, Wikipedia.com.
So close.
11th century.
You were very close. You were really good.
Right there.
Yeah, no, not England. I think like living in like one of those kingdoms in the Middle East would
like
be
in the Ottoman Empire.
Yeah. And I think there would be not as much racism there because everybody is from all over the place,
especially along the Silk Road, for sure.
So to be a servant, then I want to like, can I be a peasant that like a high class peasant, the one that like works inside the castle, the one that like the one that
attends on the royals, like one of those.
Yeah, attends on the royals.
Are you a fanner of a leaf? Like, what do you do?
human furniture sometimes, fanner of the leaf.
What would you do?
Food.
Patagonia carrier, yeah.
What would you do
Yeah.
if someone important told you a secret? Would you like
Oh.
use it, or would you
You
keep
tell
the secret?
everybody. I feel like
I'd tell everybody, no.
Mhm.
I'd absolutely make alliances with the people that I thought that were the most in power.
I
And
see.
then with those people,
Oh, and
I
that's how you
would
get to the
leech
top.
off of them. And I don't want to be at the top. I want to be one of those the high bottom feeders, the ones that are just like, I'm just doing my job.
You're the
I
big
can support a
fish in
family.
your
Hi,
pond.
You know,
yeah.
I get to boss around all the other servants.
Yeah.
Because I can't be a noble or anything like that. So yeah, that's or a horse person. I think that'd be cool.
A stable master.
Equerry.
Nice. Very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, let's move right along then. Joan, tell us about yourself.
Hey everyone, I'm Joan. She, her, hers. I'm playing Simone Stream. She's a straight A senior in high school who also has special powers. She's an intern as well, and she's exploring her, powers along the way with the agency. So I was thinking I would love to be some sort of like shaman. I know that like in different cultures they're not like highly regarded.
Sure.
So they're like kind of near the bottom of like society. So just being able to like cast spells and like do weird death rituals and like try to talk about the future and summoning stuff. Like I find that all really interesting. I don't know how truthful they are, like whether they had shamanic like psychic abilities or not, but I know like each like society had like some kind of shaman like
Role.
realm.
Yeah, and some sort of reverence for it. For sure, dude. I think that would be great. I wonder what would be. So if it's like real life, you're a little bit of a snakes oil salesman as well, right? A little bit of a con. So what is your game? Like what are you doing to con people? Do you have a crystal ball? Does it levitate with like magnets? Like what's your sort of do you do card readings? Like is that your sort of shtick? Like what is
Yeah,
yeah,
like those tea readings, where people drink tea and you could like tell people's future. But I feel like people want to know what's happening in the future all the time, and they go to shamans or like psychic readers. So I feel like every society had like that type of person, like to tell you things in the future.
Exactly. And oftentimes like what you wanted to hear about the future, right? Like very cool. So you and Harrison over there are working on a conspiracy to overthrow the government, and we
yeah.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Storm the castle.
Exactly. Ben unfortunately couldn't be with us this week, so we're gonna move right along to Astra. Tell us about yourself, your character, and who would you be in the peasant times?
Hi, I'm Asra. I'm playing the character of Yasmin. Our pronouns are she, her, hers. Yasmin is also a high schooler, but not a straight A student at all. She hates school. She hates most things. She's kind of has a tude. She's spooky. She's got some powers, but does she know how to control them? Not really. Okay, so I have given this zero thought because I feel like, as we've figured out before, I don't like to think about the past. But I feel like I would be like, I want to be the town crier.
Ooh.
Like,
Nice.
Snitch.
Not a snitch.
Like,
It's news, not secrets.
what the heck? So yeah, I want to be the person who is screaming,
Hear ye, hear ye. Yeah.
exactly.
Nice.
Yeah.
What do you? No, please keep going.
But I kind of want to be a little bit unreliable. Like everyone's like, is that exactly what happened? Most of the details are right, but some of this I'm not too sure about.
What do you use as your announcement device? Do you run like with a gong? Do you have like a vuvuzela? Is it like a long trumpet? Like what? Like how do you like? Like yeah. A vuvuzela.
That would be so. Or in the band, the people
Bass
in the
drum?
drum line that had the drum on their belly.
The bass
I
drum?
want one of those.
Yeah.
Yes, the bass drum. I want one of those. So
Heck yeah! Just go to boom, and everyone hears you enter.
everyone
Very fun.
knows. Oh,
Yeah.
Lester's about to give us some kind of information. Who knows? Who knows?
Heck yeah. So we'll move right up next then, Erica.
Okay, my name is Erica. I play Dolly. Our pronouns are she, her, hers. Dolly is of the type the wronged. So she is revenge driven. Her parents were killed when she was at a young age, and there's a mystery surrounding the manner of their death and who's responsible. And so she is sort of stuck in her childhood. It's how she feels safe. So she dresses like a doll, but she kicks ass. And then my answer for this one is similar to Jones, but I feel like different enough that I can say it. But I would be like a forest hag where I would like live in like a cabin in the woods.
Heck
and
yeah.
like I would like people would think I might be a witch or something, but it's really just like making stews and using herbs, and like, you know, people would come in and be like, oh, my stomach hurts, and I would like give them like some ginger tea and they would feel better, and they'd be like, witchcraft.
So you're like the origin for the story of Baba Yaga. It was what you're saying. Yeah.
I would be the OG Baba Yaga.
Hell yeah. And then I guess that leaves me. Hey, I'm Masood. My pronouns are he, him. I'm the GM, though, so I'll be playing an assortment of NPCs, so I'll be using an assortment of pronouns as they interact with the cast that you've already met. And if I was to be transported back into medieval times and I had to have a job of any kind, honestly, if this is my fantasy, I'm going to say my eyesight is well enough to do this job, and I'd be a blacksmith. I think I would, I
nice.
really like working with my hands and like doing a lot of like sort of craft stuff there. And the amount of hours I've put into on people who modern do like crafting builds and stuff like that, I'd be like, man, I'd have a good time. I mean, obviously there'd be no like piston. I'd have to do it all by work, but like, it'd be worth it. It'd be great.
Yeah. When I think Masood, I think
Blacksmith's higher
anvil.
class?
No, blacksmith's definitely a peasant class. Like you're a craftsman. Like you are.
Yeah, I mean, they really didn't develop guilds until what, 13, 14 or whatever. But
I did never
like-
took EP European history.
Sorry.
Yeah.
they're higher up. You know, I've seen a Knight's Tale with
Oh,
Matthew.
Heath
with
Ledger?
immaculate Heath Ledger. Absolutely.
Heath Ledger.
Yeah,
I was about to say
Alan
Matthew
Tudyk.
McConaughey.
People sleep on
Different
Alan
kind of
Tudyk in
movie.
that. Yeah.
It's like one of my favorite films of this day.
I
Wait,
love that
Masood, I've
movie.
seen Alan Tudyk at the DMV once.
No. Everyone stop. We have to talk about this.
Yeah.
Where did you meet my hero, Alan Tudyk?
No, I didn't meet him. He was in line at the DMV.
Yeah.
And I was sitting down and he was still in line to like get his number.
So you breathed the same air as him. You met him.
Oh,
You met this man.
Yeah. And when it was right after Transformers 3 came out, so he had a Transformers 3 hat on. And
Loser.
Wait, it gets better.
Yeah.
So then this little kid was like, hey, that's the guy from Dodgeball. And then I looked at him and he left.
Yeah.
He didn't even get his number. He just left.
Just trying to do it. He was just trying to go to the DMV. It was already there probably for 7 hours.
I mean, yeah, yes, but also, why would you wear a Transformers 3
Yeah,
hat?
exactly.
What should he have worn? What should have my hero, the man, the myth, the legend, Alan Tudyk, have worn?
I'm going to tell
to
him
the
what
DMV.
to wear, but I feel like that, if you were like, where is this guy from? He looks familiar.
I don't
Oh,
know. Maybe from
Transformers
Firefly, from Serenity, from
I know.
Dodgeball,
I
from
know.
He's the
voicing
chicken in
many a
Moana.
character in
I'm
Moana.
a Knight's Tale.
A Knight's
Yes, he has a
Tale.
Knight's Tale.
If you have HBO Max, he's currently a part of Doom Patrol. You know, it's at least season
Is
1.
he
It's-
really?
In season 1, he's the narrator and also the main villain. It's very good.
I only
Yeah.
watched one episode. Okay.
I really like Alan Tudyk. And I'm jealous that you wasted an opportunity of becoming.
What
his
was
best
I
friend.
going to say?
Yeah, I was like, hey, that's not him. That's somebody else. And then you follow
You would
him
have
outside after
Ingratiated
place-
yourself to him by rescuing him from the fandom of a child.
Absolutely. If he's gonna book it anyways, come on,
No,
man. You gotta
my
know it. He's
God.
probably got
Erica,
other
when you put
stuff.
it like that.
Am I wrong? Chat, am I wrong? Am I wrong?
All
I don't
right.
think I'm wrong.
Straight crickets.
That's not telling me I'm wrong. Okay. Well, let's go into a world where I am God, so I can't be wrong. We're gonna go play our game of Monster of the Week. But yeah. So tell me. Let's recall. What do folks remember happening in the past 2 weeks? Or sorry, particularly what happened last episode.
We fought on a ship.
You fought on a
I-
ship.
yeah.
We fought on a ship. Yeah, that's
There
right. We fought on
were-
a ship. It was a very intense battle.
Mhm.
Cannons were firing at us. 2 cannons on each side.
Mhm.
We got a big ballista firing from that center there. Nearly Ben hit somebody, killed somebody through the whites of their eyes with just a
Oh
Swiss
yeah.
Army
Just
knife.
a Swiss Army knife. Yeah.
Yeah.
He threw it.
Yeah, Yaz and I were basically like Black Hawk Down, except we didn't go down, just like straight chopping those pirates.
Heck
Yeah,
yeah.
it was
So we were
Yeah.
just Black Hawk. We were not Black Hawk.
Black
now.
Hawk.
And we had an assist from a non-magical being who now may or may not apply to the internship.
Mike.
Mike
right,
from
Mike.
County
Country
Field.
Field.
Country
Damn it.
Field.
So
Thank you.
close.
Yeah. You guys keep saying it county, and I originally said country, and now I've got it messed up, and I'm like,
Country,
it's one of
country.
the
Is
other.
it-
Yeah.
Is that a butter country
Field.
field?
It is.
Is that butter?
I think it's butter. I'm
I
gonna
think
Google it.
Let's someone
Okay.
Google this before I get us in copyright infringement here. But then it is County Field.
County?
No,
No, it's Country Crock.
That's what I thought. It was
Oh,
Country
okay.
Crock. Thank goodness. Country Field
Okay.
it is. But yeah, Mike
thank
from
God.
Country Field, as you guys know him as, also got his hands dirty. He found some piano wire and like
Oh, yeah.
strangled a man and held
Oh,
up a doll that trapped the spirit of George Streeter inside. Ending.
By the way, he strangled a man when he thought that he was in an escape room.
To be fair, he started to doubt it being an escape room. He started to doubt it, and then
Okay.
Ben told him, "Don't worry." Jeff told him, "Don't worry about it." Then a man fell through the roof. You Spartan kicked a man through a hole
Oh yeah.
onto his level. He was notably upset, so they had a whole off-screen scuffle where I'm pretty sure he thought he was gonna die. Mike emerged victorious with this doll, like we said, traps George Streeter's soul or spirit or ghost inside of it. The storm around you, the fog ends, and you find yourself in Streeterville, right in front of the John Hancock Center. All of you are there. You saw, as we said at the end of the last episode, Mike is there. Even Sally, who's down the block, just appears out of it. The only person who isn't with you all in this moment is Simone. And I don't know if any of y'all recalled or made aware, but at a certain point, Simone was not there with the group. Simone, here's what happened the last thing for you. You were at the puppet show. You were watching this vaudeville play that was taking place in Streeterville, seeing a show. And as you're watching, the clapping goes on, and you step outside following the group, you feel a tugging sensation. And it's somehow at your navel, and it's pulling you down, and you begin to double over. And instead of falling into yourself, you do a flip, standing up in your place, and by the time you stand fully upright, you see yourself in a completely white void. No longer in Streeter, in a separate space. Streeterville, in a separate space. What do you do?
I just like start looking around. Is it really dark right now, or is it?
It is obnoxiously white. It is an obnoxiously white space that is lit somehow from everywhere and nowhere. You have no
Oh.
shadow here.
Oh wow. Okay. So I just want to like start wandering, and I'm outreaching my arms and trying to figure out like my space
Mhm.
and what kind of dimension this is.
As you're getting used to putting your hand up, you could, if you want to investigate a mystery, you can give me a roll for that.
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay. Sorry, I'm pulling up my character sheet.
That's perfect. Let me also take us to the gameplay so folks can see the rolls
Okay.
as they come up. Perfect. Everyone's faces are where they're supposed to be. Oh, that's great. Oh, okay. So, if you, so I like that you put this in the chat. One of your moves, forensic divination. When you successfully investigate a mystery, you may ask what magic was done here as a free extra question. So you like as long as you successfully, even if it's a mixed success, you can ask that as long as you don't fail. So go ahead on your character sheet and roll investigate a mystery, and we'll get right there.
Okay. Sorry, guys. My computer is just acting a little funky right now.
No worries. I think it's going to pop up shortly.
The anticipation.
Sorry.
Will she be able to ask a question or not?
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know.
Do you want me to try on my end?
Or hold on. I just got it and then it exited out.
No
Oh,
worries.
no.
Okay.
Okay. You ready? Oh, mixed success. Perfect. So you can ask,
nice.
I believe you get to ask one, and you get to ask what magic was done here as a free extra question. So feel free, what is your other question you want to ask on top of that?
Okay. I want to ask, was this created by a person, this world I'm in?
Okay. So that is the question. What, like, was this a constructed space?
Mm-hmm.
So what happened here is the best way I think or like what is being concealed here. One of those is sort of the way I'll construct it. Along with what magic was done here, I think is the best way to glean a little insight. So as you're moving around, Simone, and interacting with the space, putting your hands out, you don't really feel a border or an edge. You definitely feel a floor, and it looks not to be a ceiling. It just seems to extend, but I don't know. It's hard to describe as you're in this white liminal space. As you're moving forward, though, you do have this nagging sensation, though, that you didn't cast a spell to bring you here. You did not summon yourself to the space. Someone summoned you, right? Some sort of spell happened that tugged you from your reality and brought you into, if this is the same reality, someplace completely different. And as you're walking around and thinking about what sort of happened here or what is being concealed here, you feel, I think it's not hard for you to tell that this place is buzzing with energy. There's a lot of sort of power at place to make this space what it is. And as you're making your way through, you hear a series of footsteps and clapping as you turn around and see Marcus Regency from the Council of Magic going, yes, oh, thank goodness, yes, okay, so we got you. Oh, we were very scared. We were very scared for a moment. Do you, somehow, in some way, Simone, you were trapped in a pocket bubble of magic. Thankfully, our sensors were indicated of it, and we pulled you out safely to our, where we live. How are you? Are you okay? Are you hurt? Are you unscathed?
Yeah, I'm fine. It felt like I was like sleeping or something.
Oh. Well, you should take note. Oftentimes, the most dangerous of traps feel the most subtle, as if you're just taking a nap before. That dream is your reality, and it all encompasses what you do. Thankfully, you're here and you're safe, and we can protect you now. I'm sure you're excited to meet the others. Come along. And you begin to walk with him through the space. And you see as he walks, these tiles appear underneath him from below as a pathway emerges, walking you forward on an actual brick pavement instead of the white space that you were. And as you walk along it, he goes, pardon the suddenness. We obviously wanted to do a proper orientation before bringing you here to our space, but given the nature of things, we didn't know if we had enough time. You see, that's the problem, Joan. The amount of time that we have, it seems to be... Sorry, Simone. The amount of time that we have seems to be running out.
Wait, why is time running out?
We assumed you knew. Oh, the world is ending. The universe, our existence, all of it is going to come to an end. And so we had to prepare this space to wait it out so we could be ready for when we begin again.
Whoa. Wait, you're telling me we're gonna stop existing soon?
No. Not all of us. I mean, we here are good. You've made it. You've entered the pocket where we can be spaced, this edge of reality where we exist at. But yes, the apocalypse is coming, as it's come 7 or 9 times before. I wasn't around for the first couple, but since then, since I've been a part of it, yes. Here's the thing, Simone. I really thought you would have been clued in. I really thought Hezekiah would have. It's fine. Here's the process. As you walk forward, and a sort of table arises in front of you, and on top of it, a globe sort of descends down as if digitizing into space. As he stands before it and begins to spin it, he says, "Our Earth," and as it spins, begins to project outwards into a solar system. Our solar system, all of it, repeats itself. Time is not linear, as they say. Nietzsche actually got it right. It's a bit of a flat disk. And the flatness that happens with it is what's coming. As the universe expands out ever so much from its big bang, it's growing and growing, and something, as physics says, should have an opposite reaction. For every force, there needs to be a countermeasure. And that is what the darkness is. The shadow, the destroyer of all things. As the universe expands and builds out, sometimes history makes it so that the darkness doesn't have a hard time doing what it needs to do. There's once in a reality where nuclear warfare extended so greatly during the 1950s that all human existence ended. And so the darkness just swooped in, came about, gobbled everything up, and after it left, started over. There was one time, actually, this terrible pandemic happened, and it was a really terrible thing. It grinded everything to a halt, but thankfully that society and existence collapsed in itself not too long afterwards. And now we're in our reality that we are currently in. And this one, made it pretty far. It got past some of the other ones. I think 2021 seems to be the furthest progress our universe has ever had. But unfortunately, maybe next time with your aid, we'll get a little further.
Wow, this was super heavy, Marcus. I don't know what to say.
I'm sorry. I really did not want to be the one to burden this with you, to burden this knowledge on you. I assumed Beryl or Hezekiah would have illuminated it to you, but it is a shame. But what matters now, Simone, is that we have time to process this. We have time to ponder over all these things, because even if existence ends out there, we are safe here. We'll ride it out as we have done previously, and when life gets to a point where it begins again, we'll be ready to engage with it, to provide the right guiding hand, and perhaps get it right this time.
All right. Well, I feel a little sad, but I think I'm going to take some time processing this.
I remember when I truly remember the first time all my loved ones, my entire reality just went away. I came from an existence where Dippin' Dots was the ice cream of the future. Do you understand that? It was incredible. We had jetpacks and hoverboards. But alas, not everything can be as it was. There is just one constant. As the universe expands, the shadow and darkness waits till it is ready to consume and let things begin anew.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. I'm. I'm. I feel a little sad, but also I feel like I'm being reborn.
Mm-hmm.
It's really weird. I feel
No,
like I want to do stuff I've never done before.
absolutely. And you know what? You're handling this so great. I really thought you'd be like having a tough time, like with the notion that all of your friends and family were going to be dead. But no, this is wonderful. You obviously understand what's
Hmm.
more important is that the fact that some of us still remain means all of us do. And that means that we can continue. Now, please, I am sure this is a lot and you have probably need a rest or a moment to take all this in. Let me show you to your room. And as he begins to walk away, more bricks and pavement begin to float up from the bottom as he takes you further along. Pulling forward, he makes his way to a door. And while this is happening, what's going on in Simone's head?
Yeah. So there's a lot to process. I
Mhm.
thought, when you first said it, like I was pretty sad and confused
Mhm.
because like I'm being stripped away from my normal high school girl life, and now you're dumping all this philosophy and different dimensions and end of existence stuff on me. But then I feel like there's like a calling inside of me now. Like I'm gonna do what I want to do because it's the end, and I'm gonna lose all my family, all my friends. You already told me it's gonna end, so I'm just gonna, keep fighting and like just like yeah, just really like express my personality that I never like got to do in like my normal like mortal life.
Very cool. And so as you get this renewed purpose on the idea that um, if everything comes to an end, why not live life to its fullest in the meantime? As Marcus pulls up to a junction point, turns to his left, and takes out a key from his pocket. And as he raises it, a door begins to fly forward, arriving perfectly to meet its key as he turns and pulls it open and says, please let me know if you need any other accommodations. I will be truly at your beck and call. Just get inside here. There should be just a little bell on the edge of the table. You ring that in a moment or two. Someone, probably myself, will be out by to attend to you. But Simone, congratulations. Truly, this is it's a big moment, and I know there's probably a lot going on within you, but it is impressive that someone of your caliber, of your talent, it's good to be recognized for it.
Yeah, well, thanks for choosing me. I feel like this happened really abruptly, and I will, make it worthwhile for you.
Yes, thank you. And in the meantime, as you go back to your life at some point, because the world's not ending yet, we'll give you the ability to sort of come in and out as you need. You can't tell anyone the panic it would cause, the weight of it all. Look at yourself. It dropped your mouth for a moment, for a bit. Now, if the masses knew, there's no sense in causing. The farmer does not tell its cattle that it's about to be butchered. It provides them a good life. It lets them live to its fullest. And then ultimately it comes to an end. And in this way, we are but simple shepherds of our flock. And that is all we can provide them. So be it a gift that you don't tell them.
Okay, I promise I won't tell anyone. My parents, my friends, no one.
Give me a manipulate someone to see if he believes you. Are you lying? Are you telling the truth?
I was. Yes, I am telling the truth.
Okay, then you don't have to roll. That's perfect.
Okay.
All right. He walks away, closes the door, and you look into your great room. It's really nice. It's a lovely carpet at your feet, sort of a beautiful design, interwoven leaves on top of one another, spreading out along a border, while the inside has a central pattern looking almost like a compass that's spread out in other sort of pockets along the spaces from its spokes. And as you walk through the space, you also see a nice four-poster bed in the corner with lovely sort of like blinds around it. You have a nice desk, a couch in a corner, a little bookshelf. There's a little like kitchenette area, a bathroom also attached. It's just like a nice little one-bedroom little place.
Wow, this is like better than my old house. I like ending. Oh no, I'm just saying I prefer this than my old world.
And as Simone, you think, maybe this might be a better place. We pull away from you and go back to the rest of our group. As you guys, from this sort of moment, been coming out of the fog and sort of dealing with the scenario, first and foremost, I must ask, do you still get brunch? Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Thank
I think
goodness.
it's like going to be like a healing brunch. Like Dolly is almost dying.
You've got 6 out of 7 harm. Like you, like an arm is broken. You're maybe holding guts in. It might be tough for you to go eat right now, which does beg the question, though. In this moment, the agency hasn't arrived yet. They haven't immediately come onto the scene like they usually do as things get resolved. So it's up to you all. Do you go to them? What do you do?
That's the second time we've been out on the agency's request and ended up in deeper trouble than I thought we could even get in. I don't know about you guys, but I don't know if I'm going to see Florence Nightingale. I might just try to drink this off.
Beryl has a crab leg in hand. It's just like, oh, I'm on vacation. So as far as I'm concerned, this is not my problem. She's just like digging into these giant crab legs.
What do you think, Lizzie?
Woo! I'm so glad that I could turn into a bear again. Can I just say that? Oh man, that was crazy. We had such a great time. Oh my God. Yes, I took back everything that I said about you in regards to teamwork. You know what? That was some great flying there. I think you and I should combo more often with the magic flying powers.
What did you say about me in regards to teamwork?
What?
All right.
Oh, classic.
Anyway, yeah, so, all right, what's next? I'm juiced and I'm ready to go, especially after that. Who we fighting next?
You
Beryl?
look at the edge of the table and watch as Sally and Mike look at you both. They've been at this brunch this entire time. You know what I mean? Like they also popped up out of the group. You sort of went along with you, and they also experienced some stuff, man. As they I imagine at this point, are you guys filling them in? Are you keeping them up to date? Are you like giving them down low?
I think there's no going back. I mean, they've seen so much. It's what are we supposed to say? Oh, that wasn't real?
Yeah, Beryl is, I think, probably drunk at this point because she's definitely like 2 Bloody Marys in. And so she's just being like, and honestly, if you really want to bypass the security system, Jenny sometimes just takes a nap during like 2 p.m. So if you really got to get in there, I mean, you gotta pick the time when the hive mind goes down. You know what I'm talking about?
Well, is this what we should do?
I'm on vacation. I wouldn't know. Who wants crab legs?
Should we, at 2 p.m. today, break into the agency, to see what they're hiding from us?
They're not hiding anything from us. They're the agency. They employ people, and sometimes they unemploy people at will.
Oh, so wait, are they like hiring? You see, like I recently got fired from my job for a false claim about embezzlement that obviously didn't come to fruition. I mean, like Jeff could vouch for me. He had to duck out, but I'm looking for work. I gotta do some stuff. Does this internship program pay, by the way?
No. It's
Honestly,
unpaid.
though, even if you were going to embezzle, I feel like I would recommend you for this job. You know?
Thank you.
That's how I feel about the agency.
Oh.
I'm on vacation.
Thank you, I guess. Yeah.
So does anyone want to break into the agency at 2:00?
Sally,
I'm in.
Sally
I would
looks
break
at you guys, lights up a cigarette before a woman comes up like, "Ma'am, you can't smoke in here." She's like, "Oh, sorry, I forgot we're inside." Puts a cigarette out and goes, "Okay. Here's the thing. I know now that monsters are real, apparently. And the CIA has an offshoot of itself calling itself just the agency, and it's been the one that's behind it. You know, I'd read a couple theories that had posited this, and so I'm not too surprised. But if you all are trying to undermine an organization that seems to be as big and as powerful as it is, it feels like you're doing a little bit of a rush job. Maybe you guys could prepare. Is it every day that this Jenny woman is off security?
She's a hive mind tentacle being that exists in multiple dimensions, and also this one. It's why she's our mail system. But also, just so you know, you're not wrong, but also you're a little bit wrong. The CIA was formed by someone who was kicked out of the agency because they didn't pass the internship. So, you got that incorrect. Garcon, can I get another Bloody Mary?
Okay, but Beryl never answered my question about it happening every day, so I'm gonna assume that's a thing. So we have time. Maybe seriously, and Dolly, we should maybe go to a hospital. Like you really.
Oh, I was going to steal medical supplies from the agency.
So we should doubly go.
Leave them.
Yeah, doubly go to heal Dolly, like what he has said, and then infiltrate the agency. Just let's CIA the agency.
Let's do it.
Right now, at your current state.
Okay, all right. Maybe we could steal some medical equipment from one of the providers in this building.
Do none of you have? Okay, just.
You think I have insurance? I dress like a doll.
Okay,
I'm
then
a teacher.
Yeah.
I'm a kid.
Yeah.
You're probably still on your parents.
I'm on vacation, so I don't know.
Okay, we get
How
it.
about
You're
your
on
health
vacation.
insurance? Can we use your health insurance?
No, fine. Dolly, I'm gonna get you checked
Yeah?
in. You can pass for me, I guess, and we'll get you looked at. All right.
Okay, but I'm not changing my clothes.
I don't think that's what we need. I'll fix your makeup, hon. Okay.
Who are you with? East Western Hospital?
No, I work at the American
Red
Cross.
What about is it
Shield.
Roosevelt? That you're
Roosevelt? Yeah.
Oh, no, I'm actually
Armenian
with,
Black Cross?
I'm
What
with
are we talking
Red
about here?
Sickle. Red Buckler actually is my insurance provider.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice. At
Yeah.
the PPO plan.
Yeah, it's not
PPO,
bad. It's surprisingly good, you know. But anyways, we'll take care of you and we'll get sorted. In the meantime, maybe we just take a week, guys. How long are you on vacation for, Beryl?
I think this is day 2. Yeah.
Still, actually, day 1. It's still technically even though time passed in the bubble, so exactly, it's still Sunday. It's still that first official day off.
I still have 9 days of non-working.
Don't you have
And
to
keep in mind, I've been working since I was 12. So I'm also going to be staying with one of my interns because I technically lived where I work. So.
Carol, if you want some paperwork to do, there's some FOIA requests I've been kind of procrastinating on about my parents' case. If you want to do that paperwork, we could send those forms in.
I would never take away paperwork from you. You know,
that's literally.
I would never take that away from you. That's like a gift.
I'll leave it by your bed and we'll see what happens.
I mean, if it gets magically done at night, you know, that just happens. But again, you know, I mean, it's your paperwork. Are you sure you want to give it to me?
Well, I haven't done it in years, so I probably won't do it soon.
Hmm.
Yes,
Unsettling
don't even
thought.
think about giving your paper report to Beryl for her to do that history report. Don't.
What happens
I
in
can't believe I didn't
my
think about it now.
apartment is my
Yeah,
business.
no. As a libertarian, I accept that.
Oh God.
Oh.
This is the part
Why
where
are
we
you so
realize
surprised? I'm a
that-
history teacher, wrestling coach. I'm
May-
drinking just straight milk, not even oat milk right now.
This is
for
where the
brunch.
line gets too far, but I respect it, especially.
He has a little pin that says Kang Gang.
All right, no, Kang is not a libertarian. Kang is a Democrat. Jack Johnson.
Oh, that's it.
The singer?
Yeah.
Jackie Johansson. Yeah,
There you go.
famous libertarian candidate. I voted for Jackie Johansson.
So as Gliz keeps talking about Jackie something or other, you guys are sitting at this table listening to everyone else get situated. I think it's like you guys have time. You have like let's say give yourselves a week to go get yourselves set up. If this is what you want to do, you want to do a break-in to the agency to get some more information. Is that sort of where we see ourselves going? Awesome. So that's the case. What do you all do over this week? And I'd love to sort of go down the line and check in with folks. And then I'll come back to Joan and Simone. And at what point if you ever come back to your friends. But we'll get there. So first, I'd like to talk about Yasmin. As you're make it back to, what does it look like for Yasmin and Beryl first to make it back to their place and get settled and like get used to living with one another?
Okay, so I'm assuming Beryl is very put together and neat.
Mhm.
Yaz is very much the opposite.
Uh-huh.
So the house is in disarray.
Mhm.
So as we unlock the door, it's a very nice apartment. It's just kept very poorly.
Yeah.
So as we open the door, there's, trash on the floor. There's dirty laundry everywhere. The dishes in the sink are piled up. It doesn't smell that great. It looks like a 17-year-old is living on their own.
You have a
Which is what's
stack of
happening.
Tupperware from Greta next door that is
Yes.
growing higher and higher.
Yes.
Mhm.
Welcome home. Mhm.
Oh, thank you. This is crown molding. That's a lot for a how old are you again?
17.
A 17-year-old to have crown molding. That's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna park real quick in the front. I brought my giant truck.
There's a
if
whole.
you don't mind.
Oh, yeah, go for it.
Great. I usually just keep all my things in there, but might have to bring a couple things in. How is your building? Is your HO? Is everyone okay if I bring in a couple of concealed weapons? Is that okay?
You should hide them, but conceal them.
Well, I used to have the cape, but then the cape, got lost, so it's a little bit harder to conceal. I only take a third of the weaponry with me. How's that?
Okay, as long as no one sees you bring them in, you should be fine.
I'm a 6'2" woman with giant spiky hair. Who would possibly notice me carrying a couple grenades?
Okay, just don't draw that much attention to yourself because no one technically knows that we're here right now.
I am not an attention-seeking person. Look at me, down on the low key. I don't know what that means. Jeff mentioned that.
Sure. Okay. Here, let me give you the suitcase and you can put your stuff in the suitcase to bring up.
So as you guys get used to moving things in and out and see more of that interaction over perhaps everything, you guys spend sort of a week getting used to living with one another. One of the nights that you're sleeping there, Beryl, on the couch, sort of getting it settled.
There's a second bedroom.
The second bedroom. Very nice in the second bedroom. This place getting cleaner and cleaner, unbeknownst to Yasmin every day. You hear some what sounds like words or utterances coming from Yasmin's room.
Uh, yeah, Yasmin,
You don't get a response.
I Beryl sits up. She's been sleeping on the floor because she's not comfortable sleeping on a bed, and is just like, yeah, you know what? She's technically my intern, technically, and then her mom technically she's making me step in dog shit all the time. Technically,
You
and so
figured
she
it
just
out. You li-
she put
Enough
two and two
time.
together.
Yeah. Her
Yeah, just
powers
want to
are
make it a big
jinxing
deal.
people, and it seems like I'm cursed to step in dog shit. Ever since I
Yeah.
met this person who makes jinxes happen. Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, she's finally put two and two together, and she's like, all right, I'll just do this anyways.
Mhm.
And she just like gingerly knocks at the door.
You don't hear anything.
Yeah, Yasmin, I have some lukewarm milk that I set out at night. Would you like some lukewarm milk?
You hear some muffled noises, but it doesn't really sound like in response to what you're asking.
I'll just put the milk by the door. I'll just put a little coaster on it so that dirt and your clothing doesn't get into it. But if you need anything, I am here. And I may have brought in maybe a couple more things of my weapons. Okay, good night. And Belle like runs back to her room in her little slippers.
As Beryl runs back to her room, we stay on the door, and the camera pushes through. On the other side, we see Yasmin asleep, eyes closed, but floating 4 feet above her bed, hair strung out in a manner looking like an octopus extending from her scalp, as swirls of shadow begin to revolve around her. Yasmin, you've been having weird dreams, and they just keep getting weirder. I don't know. Every time that you keep using your powers, or it maybe it's the fact of what Jerry said coming back to you, that you are the tether to the shadow, this darkness that's on its way. It needed someone to ground itself in this existence, and it chose you because you asked for it. And in that moment, it's maybe its presence is growing closer, maybe it's getting nearer. Either way, your dreams have been getting weirder and weirder. And as you stand in that same dark place, completely void of any lightness, pure black, somehow still immaculately lit in a way that you can see everything, you walk forward as you have been. And as you reach forward, you see that same shadow that you had seen before, standing at the edge of something. And as it looks and it peers to you, a shadow trails out, waves and beckons you over. And you hear a voice that says, I want to show you something.
Yes, follows.
As you you walk forward, you look down and see somehow beneath you, in a space you don't recognize, almost looks to be as if a projector is displaying a movie, except the color is so vivid. The only thing that sort of gives it away is the frayed edges around the frame. And you see inside fighting, snarling, claws of some kind, steel of some nature, going back and forth. And I believe you got to roll. This is part of your premonition, so this is the move that happens at the start of the journey. Give me a roll.
Hold on. So I'm gonna roll investigate a mystery, right?
Yeah.
As my premonition with weird. Okay. Sorry.
No, you're good. I did an elaborate backdrop for your
I
for this role.
know.
Yeah.
Yes, it was beautiful. There it is. Okay, investigate a mystery.
And then you just use weird. All super easy and
Weird.
accessible through Roll20, the premier virtual tabletop service. If you guys aren't using Roll20, get up there. They got so many options for you.
She rolled. You don't have the vamp anymore.
Okay, cool. A 7. So on the premonitions, what does a mixed success get you?
Um, on premonition, it gets me da, 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 da. On 7 and 9, you get clouded images of something bad that is yet to happen.
Perfect.
And then I can mark experience if I stop it.
And as you watch this violence sort of take place in this far off distilled circle of footage that seems just so vivid and so real, the voice next to you says, it always happens this way. You know, every time they do this, they find some reason to bicker and to fight and to pit against one another. You know, and the thing is, I've tried to give them other stuff to be mad against, to like, because I felt like, you know, they always needed something, like there's something innately about them that's just like angry, or like just like needs that bloodlust sated, you know. I don't know, they're all addicted to it in some capacity. So like I made some monsters and like set them out as a way to like feel it out, you know, because I don't like doing what I'm doing. It feels rude, but there wasn't enough. They always figured out some way to just, it's just sad, you know.
Who are they?
Oh, I guess you're part of they, humans, you know, just people.
Can I stop it?
No, I think people are always gonna fight. I don't know if you can stop them from wanting to desire conflict. Maybe it's something innately about them. You know the weird thing about humans is that your muscles only grow when they tear. You know, you only get stronger when you rip yourselves. And I think maybe that's a way that like you as a society exist. Like you need to prove it constantly. I don't know.
So what's going to happen?
I mean, the same thing that's happened before. Like, I mean, it pulls up, you watch as he moves his hand, and more images sort of display of things that almost look like close to your recollection of history, but slightly different. Different versions of the past that have changed ever so subtly. One where Justin Bieber was in fact a part of a dynamic duo, and that led to a whole clash and issues later down the line. Another reality where Betty White was in fact the first Golden Girl to die. You know, there's a whole different sort of level of projections that are played, and through one of them you see what looks like you watch as the shadow sort of guides you over to a last one. Says, see, this one right here is interesting because this was a little bit of my own doing. You know, they always had to have spooky stories about people who are different than them, you know, about these creatures, these monsters from the other village or this other place. So I decided, what if I gave them a little actual fear? What if it would be a small sort of bit, but if I like cursed a few, you know, they'd have an enemy, and then the rest of the people would sort of get along. I wouldn't need to interfere. I wouldn't have to bring all of myself in, because I just don't know how to do that without, you know, I don't know how to I don't know how to not give off myself. So I was trying something different, something a little bit at a time. You know, the first time I tried it, it was okay, but with the wolves and the man, they were weird. Their transformations were only once a month. So then I tried the bats and the humans, and that was good, you know, but they were always hungry. Um, and this last one seems to be all right. You know, these bears, and he pulls up these bear human combo are a little more. I'm a little more proud of that work that I did, that curse that I put out there, because it's a little more, you know, tempered, a little more controlled. And in terms of the bat humans, because unfortunately, as I realized, even though if I curse them, they also need to have conflict. Like they don't have their own enemies. So like the vampires themselves have been stronger and to match. And so like I get it. I understand how you people, how you humans operate. You know, I mixed a little bit of my magic with a little bit of you, and like I understand you like, oh god, you like need it for whatever. I don't get it why, but you just need it. And so you get it, right? Like all of it is pointless. All of this fighting, all of this struggle, all of this over of like me is great because I take this, all this caveman stuff. Oh, it's useless and it's pointless.
Well, if you're so powerful, can't you do something more?
But and take away your choice? Take away your free will? No, I can't do that.
Well, you didn't really give people a choice and you made them vampires.
I didn't make them vampires. I put that magic out there the same way I gave it to you. People wanted it and I responded. And the way it spread, the disease afterwards, ultimately, hey, that was them continuing to do what you all do, you know? They bit someone, they clawed someone, they chose violence over and over, entropy constantly.
So, what are you saying is coming now?
Us. Well, now that you're here, yeah. I mean, I can finally arrive and give it another restart. And
A, a restart? You're gonna knock everything out?
that's what I do, kid. You know, just the same way as much as all of you. I've been around before the universe, before you all evolved into whatever you are, before the first little fish decided to get legs and walk on land. You know, and I'll be back around when you guys try again. You know, it takes billions, if not. God, do you understand a Google? Like, do you understand the concept of that many zeros?
No.
No, that's fine. I asked, but yeah, it takes a long time, but you all do it. You come back and you get to this point, and you still just fight and fight and fight, and
So you're saying that you're gonna wipe everything out and there's nothing I can do to stop it.
I'm just letting you know that it's all gonna start over again. Because that's my job. That's what I do, and that's what you guys make me do. Um, I mean, it's nice to have someone to talk to, though. This is the best part of it. This is the best part of the thing because I spend so much time alone, and like I can't really interact with like at the end when I'm able to get someone who really gets it. You know, like you understand it's all pointless. Like you get none of that fighting is actually worth anything. You
So
understand that.
why not keep me?
Honestly, no one's ever wanted to stay.
I mean, I don't know. I kind of want to see what the next thing you create is.
to be clear, I don't create. I don't
You just
do that. I just come in and I eat and I clean the chalkboard and I leave it for whatever and whoever wants to draw next.
okay. I kind of want to stay.
Okay. That's great. You didn't think a shadow could smile, but you see it for a moment. Well, you have to wake up because you shouldn't really. I mean, as a kid, you should definitely like sleep as much as you can get it, but you should also like be active and stuff. But hey, this was great. I'm gonna be around later. I don't have like a direct time, but like definitely within the year. I like definitely, if not 6 months. I'm definitely just like coming around the bend. So you don't have to wait that long.
Okay.
You can see what's coming up next.
Wait, do you have a name?
It's weird because I've always been, you know what I mean? Like to be named means that something had to have like given it to you, and like no one, by the time I'm around, like it ends. I mean, you guys call me the darkness, like those folks call me the shadow, right? Like
Okay.
the all consumer. I don't know. You can call me Levi.
All right. I'll see you soon, Levi.
See you soon, yes. And you wake up.
Oh my God. She's like in a cold sweat. She like screams.
You're like, no, I think it's like you just like eyes open and you fall to the bed like really quickly.
Oh my God.
And yeah, you hear the scream. Beryl, as you've been moving items in and out of your home through this time, how do you react to the scream that echoes through your place?
Oh, I guess she's up. I wonder if she wants more warm milk.
I want to burst through the door, spilling the warm milk that she left for me everywhere, probably breaking the glass too.
Mhm.
And she ignores that. She bursts into Beryl's room.
Mhm.
And she's like, "Hi, sorry. I hope you weren't doing anything important. Can I get information from the agency? Do they have a library or something?"
Yes. And Beryl puts away all of her guns and like puts away her little all the blades that she's been sharpening. Yes. There's an extensive library. Goes from medieval times, ancient Assyria, whatever you really need. I mean, there's plenty of people who are from there to fill in the gaps and tell you exactly how those books got them wrong. Unfortunately, they're only for full-time agents. The interns get a very, very restricted section. I think you get 2 books, like the manual of how things are processed and a manual on how to use the manual. Would you like to have those?
Can you take me to the library and let me in?
Oh, I'm on vacation.
I need you to do this for me, and I can't tell you why.
I don't think I can give them. My intern can't tell me why, but can curse me for dog shit a reason.
Yes, you could try to manipulate someone in this moment.
Mhm.
And
Okay.
for another hunter, what it does, if you roll successfully, is that
Mhm.
Beryl can mark experience if they do what you ask. So it's not
Okay.
really like they will have to do what you do, but there's an incentive mechanically if they make this choice. Because
Okay.
you're essentially asking Beryl to disobey orders and get back onto campus where she was like basically essentially barred from doing this.
Okay.
But we do know that the player Shu is a min-maxer, so she will go for the experience.
Exactly. See, this is a nice
So
thing about this
we
game.
don't know that.
It's good. It's good
We don't
mechanics.
know.
Yeah.
You
How close
say
are you
that
all?
every episode. You say that every episode. Min-max life. Min-max life. We know what it is.
Sometimes it happens.
You
Whatever.
literally told me before we started that you've like maxed out the 2 skills that you only use. You
I'm getting a lot of information that y'all are listening when I speak, and I really appreciate that. Thank you so much.
We always listen when you speak, Shu.
Yeah.
We promise.
That is a
Kind of have to. We're forced to.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Wounded.
So
Okay.
I have telepathy, so I can try to manipulate you without speaking. So here's my roll to try to manipulate you.
Okay.
Here we go.
It's a mixed
9.
success, so 9.
Okay.
So what does it say for another hunter on a mixed
It
success?
says on a 7 to 9, they mark experience if they do what you ask.
See, there you go. So
Okay.
you have this. So out of character, you know that you'll get an experience if you do that. But we can define and put some flavor on like why in that moment Beryl might move in that direction, and it would gain them experience as a person to grow in this capacity. But in the meantime, you know that this request exists from Yaz.
Yeah. So I'm actually gonna leave it up to dice. I have a when you deal with the agency. So I think that that's what Beryl's gonna do. I'll justify it somehow. Okay.
Failure.
Woof. Okay.
So describe to me. I'm gonna look up your character sheet and I'll put
Wait,
it on
now she
display.
gets another experience.
You get to mark 2
Right,
experiences.
I have 5 and I just leveled up. So
There it is.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yes. I'm gonna save this one and make a note of it. Because I want to take another professional move from someone else, and I want to make sure I get the right one from that one. Anyways, so, but yeah, I think we're gonna go to the agency, and Beryl's gonna like try and pretend that, or she's gonna try really hard.
Yeah.
But I think Beryl's gonna fail miserably at trying to lie to the agency.
I think this is great. In fact, I've got something for this. You go to deal with the agency. You go to do what you normally do with them, and you take out your key and you put it in the lock and you twist it and you open the door and you're in the hallway of Yaz's building.
Yeah. I'm just gonna do this one more time. This never happens. What a crazy thing. And like Beryl just does it again.
You go back into Yaz's apartment. You close the door. You put the key in. You twist it to the left 90 degrees. You take it out. You open the door. You walk into the hallway.
So this might be like a magic thing. You know what? We're gonna try. Do you have like a closet door or anything? I'm just gonna use the closet real quick.
Yeah.
And Beryl's gonna try every single door in the apartment.
And none of them work.
Everyone. The pantry door, the weird one.
I love this.
Any single one that was, none of them do it. And I think that is where we're gonna leave you all for this moment, as you guys are spending vacation together, doing this sort of activity.
Never happened.
We're gonna cut to. Actually, you know what? I think we're gonna go on break right now. We're gonna go on break for 5 minutes. We're gonna take a short break this week, 5 minutes, and then we're gonna come back, and I'm gonna talk to Gliz, and we're gonna talk to Dolly, and we're gonna talk about what happens with them in this episode of Monster of the Week. So we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. We'll see you shortly. See you guys. And we're back, folks. Welcome back to Sir Friday Night's Monster of the Week here on Roll20. We're playing Evil Hat Productions' amazing game, and we're having a blast doing it. Last we left off, we just sort of encountered a moment of Beryl, unbeknownst to her, having become fully locked out from the agency. And, I don't know, kind of having to deal with the ramifications of that. But let's jump to some of our other characters. Particularly, I'd love to hear from Gliz. Gliz, what do you do in sort of this like week off? You have some time. It's sort of you away from work while they're like doing their research. Jeff is sort of caught up on taking care of some personal stuff and hasn't really been around to like chill. What do you get up to? What does it look like? Particularly, what are you doing in your free time by yourself? What are you doing? Are you like hanging out with any other people? And then I'd love to run a scene of you at school.
Sure. So in the week off, I'm still teaching.
Yeah, of course.
I'm still teaching. I'm still coaching. It's I believe the last time we spoke about it, I think we were in the like wrestling,
Mhm.
wrestling, like semifinals.
Can you do me a favor real fast, Harrison? Could you
Yeah.
are you muted in the Google Meet? Because we're just
You
not picking
know,
up
I
your
probably
captions, and
am.
I just want to get that before we get further
Turning
into it.
on and on.
There it
Okay,
are. Okay.
perfect.
Mhm.
Okay,
Mhm.
so as I was saying before, a prom is coming up.
Yeah.
I'm going to be a chaperone.
Yeah.
Um,
You have a meeting with
I'm going to be a chaperone.
Frank Vienna about that later. He's the guidance counselor from earlier.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, but still teaching, still coaching. I guess Mike from Country Field is part of the group now since Jeff is gone. He was getting so close with him.
Mhm.
I guess now that I want to see what he's all about and
Mhm.
see why Jeff is such good friends with him. So try to book a bro hang with him.
Heck yeah.
I think something light, something easy.
Yeah.
Camping, I think, would be perfect.
Camp
Yeah.
a weekend away is light and easy.
Yeah,
as
light and
opposed-
easy. Love the outdoors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, honestly, I'll be real. Never been camping before. I have this thing where I'm like hyper allergic to like all insects, so I
Oh.
never really did it. But I'm happy to be here and I'm prepared. And he puts on like one of those little off fans with the clip on to his belt, and he like swings it on. It's like I'm ready to have a good time.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you don't have to worry about the insects here, except for those wolf spiders. But they don't bug you if you don't bug them. They're more scared of you than you're scared of them. And don't worry, I'm a camping pro. I used to live out in the woods for at least a good 2-3 years in my younger days. And this is actually right here. This is it's one of my favorite spots in northern Illinois.
Oh,
Say.
okay.
Mhm.
Is the stars are pretty? People always say that when you go camping, the stars are like really nice, and I don't know.
Yeah.
Obviously it can feel like I might be able to see some more than I usually do in the city.
Yeah, well, maybe I'll put you on my back and we could go flying through the stars. We'll see how drunk we get.
I would love
anyway,
that.
yeah.
I would really love that.
Like,
Yeah.
help me pitch. Let's pitch this up.
Yeah. And you guys get together, start pitching this tent, sort of get situated. You guys kind of have like a bro hang, and it's just like really chill weekend away between you and Mike. And perhaps before or I believe it's after we watch Mike sit on your back and fly through the sky across cliffside. That
We're
you're
drunk. We're
yeah,
very
you're
drunk.
so drunk. You almost hit a plane. And you guys
Yeah, almost hit a plane.
Yeah, someone's like, that's not commercial. You guys land and have a little fire sort of set up. He's looking up and he's like, Gliz, this is a blast. This is honestly exactly what I needed, dude. Thank you for this weekend.
Hey, anytime. You know what? I'm gonna be honest with you right now. I hated you. I hated you when I first met you because I don't know what Jeff saw in you. It's just, I don't really have a lot of friends, and Jeff doesn't really have a lot of friends, and he's kind of my best friend. And anybody getting into that, I'm gonna kill him. And then I put Jeff, turn him around and like shake him from the sky, like but I never do that to you. Put him back on top of me.
Funny.
Mike, don't strangle me.
Mike's sitting up there drunk, going along with it. It's like, but you know what's crazy, my dude? I knew you and Jeff were best friends because when he first met me, he hated me too.
Oh.
And that's a good sign. If you can hate someone together, that's a sign of friendship.
Yeah. Was it because of your stupid face? Was that the reason? Because that's the reason why I hated you.
Oh. No. I don't know why he hated me. I think it's probably because I'm like a pretty positive, optimistic guy, and I was like really genuine in my interaction, and he's like going through this like bad boy phase where he's like trying to be hard all the time.
What you're admitting that you're just a genuine person? Nah, I feel like genuine people don't do that.
I mean, I'm pretty, I've been to therapy for a while, and I feel like I've come to a point where I can kind of really accept myself for who I am and my shortcomings. Like, I'm not detail oriented, I'll tell you that much. But
oh, okay. All right. Yeah. You're okay. All right.
Oh,
hey, are you doing anything next weekend?
I mean, no, I had a couple extra tickets to WrestleMania, and I was gonna ask you if you wanted to come.
What? WrestleMania? Jeff and I are going to WrestleMania.
What? Oh, awesome.
What?
Okay, so I have an extra ticket. Well, I bought us 3 for all 3 of us to go together. So I guess I have 2 extra tickets.
2 extra. Oh man. Well, why don't we take some of the other interns?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Who
but
would want
but
to
2
go?
of them are going to be left out.
Yeah. I feel like
No.
Sally will not want to go. I kind of get that vibe from them. I feel like Beryl also might not like it because of how much shouting and not paperwork that's there. I feel like it's Dolly and Yaz. I don't know. Actually, I don't know.
Yeah, we could talk about it. We could figure that out later. It's good to know that you got 2 tickets.
I got 2.
Great.
Well, I got 3 for us 3. I didn't know you also had tickets. So, well,
yeah, we have 2 tickets.
Oh,
Yeah.
so you got him before. Okay, I get you. I was about to be offended,
Yeah.
but then I realized we've only known each other for a brief amount of time.
Yeah, we're new friends. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're just going camping. It's not like we're going to dinner together, right?
I mean,
we're
was
very
forward.
early friends. Yeah.
And as you guys enjoy the rest of your camping moment, you make it back home and eventually go back to your life at work. As you're making your way through with this new buddy, you end up getting called into a meeting about prom and about all the chaperones. And you see that Jax Chan is there as a student council representative talking about what they need and sort of all the things. And you could be more prouder of this kid. Like, honestly, this is a kid that you've like really like, he's gonna go to state. He's like he's been making a lot of improvements pretty quick on the mat.
Yeah.
And he's
It's me if I had a dad.
If I
If I had a dad who supported me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And as he's standing there, he walks down and sort of moves away as off. The meeting ends, and as folks are closing it back, you see Frank put his hand on your shoulder. It's like a big meaty paw, and sort of pulls you in and says, "Hey, I'd love your help if you mind helping with these chairs, if you got a chance, Gliz."
Yeah, absolutely. Anytime.
Oh, terrific. I gotta say, I'm really glad you ended up joining the family here at Lake Trier. It's been Old Briar High School. It's been really nice having you here.
Yeah. Thanks for letting me be a part of your family.
Yeah, man. Oh, careful. This one's a little sticky. I gotta hop it underneath. We haven't done improv in a while, and I'm really loving doing an object work. I'm sorry, Chad.
Maybe you just spit on your hand a little bit. Maybe that'll help.
But no, man. It really like. Do you smoke?
Smoke?
Cigarettes?
No, I don't smoke. I smoke fools like you on the basketball court.
I'd love to see you try, man. Hey, 1 pack a week, and I'm still able to shoot the 3. Just watch me, all right? You mind joining me out back?
All right.
As you guys finish you mind joining me out back for a little bit?
Yeah, sure.
And he takes you outside the high school, and he sort of walks along the path along the backside near some chain link fences. Is like, we got to get off school property if I'm gonna smoke. You know how it is. Even though it's now 5 p.m., it's a whole thing. And he begins to walk further along and kind of makes his way into the woods and begins to light up and says, I just knew you were someone special, Gliz. When you walked in, sort of were there. Obviously, we had to test you out as an assistant coach, but no, you've really shown a lot of promise, and Old Briar wouldn't be the same without you.
Thanks. Thank you. I'm happy to be here. I'm really happy to be here. I'm really happy coaching these kids.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a second family to me.
Good.
Or third family, I should say. Yeah.
We really want you to feel like you're a part of the pack here. Like we care about you so much, and I'm not gonna lie, I picked you because I was playing a little bit of favorites.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Why am I your favorite?
Oh, because we're buds, man.
We're buds.
Yeah.
We don't hang out. What are you talking about?
No, dude, we're buds. And takes out his cigarette, puts it down, begins running across the field. And as he jumps, he transforms into a bear and begins to crawl through the woods.
I knew he smelled funny.
And we're going to cut to Dolly. And that line as you realize that you weren't the only one at Old Briar High School. So, Dolly, you are making your way back home. What's it look like for you in this week sort of off as you've had this time to recuperate and recover physically from everything that's been going on?
Yeah, Dolly's just, back in her old routine. She's chilling with G Money, her grandma.
Mm-hmm.
Taking care of her, letting grandma take care of her a little bit too.
Mm-hmm.
She's getting fully healed up.
Mm-hmm.
She's
You have to eat soup. It's necessary, honey. It's important.
Grandma, then put something in it. This is just broth.
It's broth is what's the best part of soup, okay? You ate all the egg noodles already.
Grandma, listen, I feel a lot better. I can't have any more soup. You should have some soup.
Oh, I eat plenty of soup when I have my Ensure, honey. It's basically soup.
Grandma, I don't want to talk about your Ensure again.
It's a yogurt beverage. It's good for putting on calcium.
It's a yogurt. I know, Grandma.
Osteoporosis is a plague. And I worry about you, honey. I'm very concerned.
I'm taking my calcium pills.
Good. We're lactose intolerant. We're not white. You have to understand this.
I understand.
So we have to get it where we can.
All right, Grandma. I'm gonna do some more research. I think if you want to watch your show, I'll come out later and join you.
Okay, but I'm telling you, Game of Thrones is getting a little too scary for me. You're gonna have to watch these later seasons with me.
Okay, Grandma, but if I come out and you're like this, I'm going to ask you again, what's the point of your hands if you're not even blocking your eyes?
Well, you get mad at me for taking off my glasses, and apparently that's not an option either.
I'm just saying.
Okay, well, good luck with your work, honey. I'll be out here.
All right, love you, G Money.
Love you. And she shuffles off, and you go into your office or your room. Honestly, they're both the same. As much as you sleep here, you work here. And as you sit down at your desk, you get a little ping pop up when you go online, and it's from Sally. She messages you across whatever communication. How would you and Sally interact? Is it Instagram DMs? Are you like slacking back and forth?
Nothing
is it
traceable.
It's Signal. It's like one of those things. Yeah.
Well, no, it would be
yeah.
Maybe like a like underground message board that's like usually used for like trading of exotic animals, but we're just like in there having our own conversations. But if you want some slugs, I can get you some slugs.
And you see Sally reply, "No, thankfully I don't need any slugs. It's been really interesting. I've been waiting to go to the agency once you guys get access again. Love to go chat with him a little bit more and really figure out what's going on underneath the surface there."
All right.
Mm-hmm.
So I know this is the part that I should keep quiet, but I just want to make sure we understand each other. Is you're going to go in as a double agent and sort of like be against the agency
of course.
From the get-go.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
want to make sure.
It's abundantly clear my power remains to the people, and the fact that the people's choice is being gatekept by an institution with so much knowledge and so much power makes them inherently a part of the issue, especially given the nature that they have a understanding of the arcane and the unknown that could be perhaps beneficial to other folks. I feel like they know what happened to my parents, but they're just keeping it from me. See, look at that. You know what I mean? That's not fair. That's not an open and fair distribution of information. And I feel like I haven't read 1984, but I feel like this is where people quote 1984, right? Like a panopticon state. Like this would be that moment.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't like how much power they have, but I feel like their power comes from their secrecy. So if we can blow the place up, and I don't mean bombs, I mean get all that info out there, let the people know. I think it'll think things will even out. Like things will take care of themselves. You just need to unleash the knowledge.
Exactly. Look, when we learned about the FBI's engagement with Fred Hampton, what did we do? Understood that the Black Panthers were a force not of violence and villainy, but the way that the white masses have portrayed them. See, this is the thing. Once information is out and it's not being dictated by individuals of whose story gets told, then we can truly be free. So yeah, of course, I'm going to be a double agent as I go in. Also, I'm not going to lie, I do want to know more because having a like possessed doll in my collection now is interesting but also unnerving. And you see an image pop up of her holding the George Streeter doll, and it's like squirming in her hands as like it's a little gift that pops up. He's a rambunctious little dude, but honestly, you know.
For 1 second, I thought you were talking about having me in your friendship collection.
Oh,
but that's okay.
No,
that's not what you meant.
Dolly, we're more than friends.
Oh yeah?
We're freedom fighters.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anywho, I'm gonna put this guy to bed and see what he looks like as looking like a little Bo Peep outfit. So I'll see you later.
Okay.
And you see her like little profile go dim as she goes offline. As you are sitting out here looking out your window onto the porch, you know, you have a door that has access to it along with the kitchen doors that's extended to the fire escape. You watch as a shadow moves sort of across the window pretty quickly.
She reaches for her gun and just puts it out on the desk just to have it.
You wait, you don't hear anything, but then some footsteps from above you, which would make sense if you weren't on the top floor.
She feels for her knife and kind of like gets that ready too. G-Money, how's the show?
Oh, honey, you know me. I rewatched the intro a bunch of times because I just love the theme song. Dun 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 dun.
All right, I'll be out there in a minute.
Mm-hmm.
She's not worried about herself. She just wants to make sure that, like, if there is somebody out there, that they're only going to go after her.
Mm-hmm. And so you open the door to your fire escape. And as you push out, you don't see anyone, but last you heard the footsteps were up on top of the roof. Do you pull yourself up there?
Do I pull myself up on the roof?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
As you pull yourself up on the roof, you look around and don't see anyone. There's not really anything of note here. It's just sort of the tarp laid around with the sort of those shingle looking things on the edges of the building that keeps it sort of protected. You can investigate a mystery here if you want.
Okay, yeah. Let me roll. Oh, what's a flexible alternative? Well, I'll just do the regular one. Sorry.
No, I like this. I was like, ooh, this is a new role. I've never seen this before. Yeah.
Yeah, it just appeared here.
Yeah.
Let's see, what did I get?
Okay. 3, a failure. Mark experience. As you're looking to unravel what happened here, what those noises were, what sort of took place, it eludes you. It's dark and you can't really, I don't know. All this conspiracy talk, all this idea about enemies around the corner, it's gotta be making you paranoid. You put your gun down and begin to lower yourself into your onto the floor and into your room. And as you settle down in your seat, I think that's when you notice the card sitting at your desk, folded above your keyboard. As you open it, it says one thing.
人形
Niño. In Japanese characters.
Nino?
Niño.
Nino?
Ningyu with an umlaut over the U. If you're looking for a translation.
Doll. It's weird. Is it like talking about me, or is it talking about the George Streeter doll, or is it just like...
As you look at it, something triggers deep in the back of your memories. As you say the word out loud, pronouncing it according to characters, and you feel it on your tongue, you hear it not in your voice, but rather as your mind recalls the last person who used it as a nickname for you.
Oh.
It's your dad's nickname for you.
Oh, my dad's voice. Yeah. Or he's handing me a doll.
I'm sorry, did you ask a question?
No, I remember my dad's handing me a doll.
Your
And
dad's
it was
handing you-
Ningyo.
Niño?
And I said, Ningyo.
Niño. And then he started calling you Niño after that. It's like his little Niño, his little doll.
Aww.
And I think in this moment, you start to recall a little bit other things, some more history about it. Holding this card, something about it feels so familial. How does that make Dolly feel?
She is like swept in a wave of like nostalgia and sadness, and she's sort of trying to figure out if it's like his handwriting, because it's such like the memory of their death was so like terrifying, but like certain aspects of it were blocked, and she's always had this hope that like they're actually still alive somewhere, you know, like that kind of like hope that your parents are actually like king and queen of another country, and they come back and rescue you from your sad life, and then you go live in a castle or whatever, or become a forest hag. But so she's sort of even like looking at the card and trying to discern if it's possibly his handwriting, like if that was him on the roof. She's trying to like think about like, you know, why wouldn't he, like, is he just here to like see me but he can't talk to me?
If you want, you can give another investigate a mystery now that you're holding this thing in your hand and trying to ponder all this sort of stuff.
Let me investigate a mystery.
Before
Four.
it eludes you continually. Mark another experience though. Oh,
Okay.
You are getting close to that level up.
I guess.
I think you're just frazzled. There's like so much happening here, and it's hard to keep track of it all as you're walking around and looking at this, and finally, oh, thank you for that, Lauren. Put the gameplay screen on so folks can see the rolls. A 3 and a 4. You've missed 2 failures, y'all. I'm sorry.
I like when people can't see my failures.
Me too. But as you are standing there holding this note, you see that shadow again really fast across your window. And as you go to look at it, you hear from the front room, honey, the John Frost character is about to come on, and you know how much I love him and his curly hairs. I think I have a theory that I don't think he's Ned's actual bastard son. I've been doing some forum digging, and I've got some thoughts about it. Come on, the show's starting.
Okay, G-Money, you know he's my favorite too. I love calling him Frosty the Snowman.
And we pull away from Dolly, and we go back to Gliz, and you follow this werebear that you had no idea is Mr. Vienna, Frank, the school counselor, as he's pulling his way through this field. Do you follow him? Do you change into a bear? Do you continue going?
Oh, hell yeah, I change into a bear and go chase after him. It's like the first bear I've seen in a long time. Get over here! And I'm just
bounding,
running right after him.
Yeah. He waits for you till you get close, and as you get near, he like playfully tackles at you and starts wrestling with you in his bear form. And you, just like he like obviously there's no biting, there's no actual like nipping. You can see the corners of his massive maw turned into a smile as he rolls off you, and you get a decent look at him. He is a big black bear, like black werebear combo that is sort of put together in this place. You can still see some of the notes about him, his shorts that were on place before he transformed. You can see his eyes still of that same like green hue underneath the actual visage. But as he looks at you in his werebear form, he stands up and sort of sits on his butt and like puts his paws on front on his belly, scratches himself. Finally, I was waiting for a time where we could actually just hang out.
Yeah. How did you know I was a bear?
Oh, buddy, I could smell it on you the moment you walked in.
Yeah, I smelled something funky on you too, but I thought it was just me.
See, this is how I know you never had a pack. This is it right here, because
I
you
never
know
had
a pack smell.
No, every pack that I've met, they said they didn't have room for me. I've been alone there my entire life. I had to teach myself all of the bear things that I know. Can you believe that?
That's heartbreaking. I'm so sorry, Gliz.
Oh no, it's fine. No, you don't need to be sorry. I turned out great. Look at me.
Yeah.
I'm a high school wrestling coach in one of the best high schools in the state. Well, what more could a guy want?
How about community, my friend? How about a sense of belonging? How about if I told you, if you come out every Tuesday night with me, you can meet maybe 8, 9 more fellas just like us.
What?
Yeah.
There's a club. There's a bear club. Where at?
There's a pack, my man. And we sometimes go to different people's houses each week. We're not always frolicking in the woods. Sometimes we just like poker.
Yeah.
But
you go to any bars? Are there any bear bars in Chicago?
There are. Don't Google it. I mean, unless you want to. I actually, do your thing. But the bear's not going to mean the thing that you mean it. There's also Bears bars for like people who are a fan of the Chicago Bears, and that's like a whole other thing.
Yeah. I got confused that one time. I went down to this the Warrior Field, and everybody was supposed to be a Bears fan. I nearly transformed, and no, I was wrong.
No, honestly,
they were drunk and they were mean.
Sometimes on game day, I just go in like me, and people love it. They're like, "Oh, it's crazy."
Yeah.
The tailgates end up being real wild because they just think it's prosthetics.
Well, we should go sometime. Well, tell me more about these 8 bear people.
Yeah, man.
I mean, bears.
There's a whole bunch of us. Now that you're along, there's enough of us to make a full offensive, team. We can play some football.
Oh, I only play skill positions, buddy.
Well, we got you as a tight end, don't we? We'll make you work.
Oh, I got a tight end, but I'm more of a wide receiver 1.
Oh, okay, okay.
I play some HB back in the day.
All right.
I really need to get down and dirty. I can play some fullback, but
He picks up like a pretty sizable stone and like begins to like claw at it, and begins to like, you watch him with his claws shape it into a football, and like he holds it and says, "All right, go along. Let's see how well you do, bud."
Okay.
And now you have to do the toughest thing in the world. Prove how masculine you are to another man Act under pressure.
Act under pressure?
Yes.
Oh man, here we go.
Prove your masculinity.
Prove my masculinity.
Catch the
acting
ball.
under pressure. I love that. Let's see here.
It's gonna be the lowest stakes. I really want you. I'm not gonna punish you hard if you don't.
Under pressure. Where's it at? Where's my? Hold on.
Mhm.
Something's up with my
Your character sheet?
here. My character sheet.
No worries. Take your time, my dude. I mean, it's a great thing about Roll20 is that there's so much stuff available on this award-winning virtual tabletop. You can really just like entertain yourself with a lot of different options. If you happen to be a pro or a subscriber and have access to some of the effects, my goodness, you can make it. Look at this. Let's see. Did I do it? No. Did I do it? Am I not doing it? Oh, do I not have effects enabled? Oh, I have to do it on another map, maybe. I'm disappointed. I was about to do a whole thing where I throw explosions and you guys see.
We saw it last episode.
Oh, we did see it last
If,
episode on the
folks
other
want to go
map.
back and
Thank
check
you.
it out. There's
On the
really
VOD?
cool. Yeah, on the VOD.
Thank you. Ooh. And you have to enable.
Mixed success.
Mixed success. Is that what you end up getting?
Yeah.
Ooh, okay, so you know what? You get it. It's a little bit of a stumble. You're able to reach out as it comes in and tuck into a roll, but he gets it, and it's a hard pass. You're in a bear, and he's from far away. Do you fly to catch it? Do you?
No, I want to hide that.
You want to hide that?
No, I think it's too much. I don't want to scare off my my first bear friend by showing that I could also fly.
That you can also fly. Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
no. Could I just do a diving catch? And
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
just
And you know
eat grass.
What's crazy is that I'll even say like you like dive for a little bit longer. Like you fly just a little bit, but it looks like a dive, right? Like you like it's a very impressive dive by how much hang time you get. And you watch Frank comes over, bounds over. Great catch, man. You got a great airtime there. Ooh, bud.
Oh, woo, yeah. I'm a man. I'm a bear man. That's right.
Yeah.
How about I throw one to you?
Okay, all right. For the record, I accept you as you. At no point was I gonna evaluate your success as an individual based on an athletic skill. I just wanted to throw a rock around.
Do you go to therapy too?
I go to therapy too. It
You go to
really is
therapy?
beneficial,
Nah,
man.
man, I gotta gotta go
Everyone
to
should go to
therapy.
therapy. I say it to everybody.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm gonna go deep. Go ahead, give me a toss.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Launching it.
Launching it. Yeah. He goes in and catches it as well, and you guys are sort of like having a moment where you're hanging out, tossing it back and forth, and he goes, "All right, bud. Next Wednesday, you come out with us. We'll show you a good time. It's gonna be good. You'll meet the other guys. I just wanted to make sure. I had a feeling about you, and I think you're gonna fit in just fine, dude.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. Man. Okay. Well.
Friends.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but no, not friends. Family. You're part of the pack now, dude. Part of the pack.
Family.
Family sticks together.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
do you need a ride home?
Maybe. Yeah. No, my Tamoma is pretty busted. So,
Your Tamoma.
I actually ran all the way here.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Probably great for your cardio, though.
Great for my cardio, but I'm gonna burn it off. I'm gonna gain some calories later. With some beers.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, actually,
beers and porridge. Yeah.
Do you want some honey?
Honey? No.
Honey whiskey. It's Jack Daniels.
Oh, Jack Daniels. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
what?
oh
no, dude.
If it's got alcohol, I'd eat or drink anything.
Yeah.
Feed it to me.
All right, cool. Well, I'll give you a ride home, and we can share a beverage on your porch or something.
Yeah. Oh, we're going to my place.
You need a ride home. You just said you ran here, and
Oh, but we're drinking at my place. But you have to.
I can't.
No, I don't want to
can't
get caught.
drink and drive.
I don't have a lot
can't.
of friends.
Yeah.
Okay. I
That's
don't have a lot
okay,
of friends.
yeah.
I don't have a lot of family.
Okay, all right, well, you know what? We'll save it. We'll save it for later. Let's just give you a ride home.
Oh, I mean, no, we could still go. All right. And then I walk away. I start walking home because I still don't think they're gonna get it right.
He pulls up with his car. I was like, where are you going, bud?
Oh, I thought we were not hanging out anymore. I was walking home.
Yeah, come on, hop in. I'll give you a ride.
Sure, okay. And then I hop in the trunk.
I'll tell you what, Gliz. You're a man who's in the right city. You gotta get some classes at the Pesterids. I think you would be a killer there.
All right, okay.
You know, I took level 1 once. Oh, actually,
Yeah,
I'll be honest. I took it 3 times. I just loved it. I didn't want to take level 2. I was having a blast.
really?
Yeah, it was a good
Yeah,
time.
and the classes are free.
No, I spent money. I actually also had to make sure I didn't get the same instructor because I thought that would be weird.
Oh, well, sounds like a fun thing to do. That's
Yeah, man. I mean, because I'm like, look, I'm happy as a counselor. I'm not trying to be like a Jim Carrey, but I'm having fun with the art, you know?
yeah. Okay, all right. Well, good for you. Good
Yeah.
for you for doing that.
Yeah.
Weirdo.
As you guys pull over, and he takes you home. I would love to check in on the whole group now. We sort of had a moment with everyone sort of situated in a space. What does it look like when do you all get back together? What draws you all to commune? Is it the idea of pulling the heist on the agency? What causes the group to reconvene?
I think Dolly at least finishes watching through the last season of Game of Thrones with her grandma, and she
They
just has
rushed
to,
it. They wrote
she
it
has
so
to
hard.
vent to someone about it.
Yeah,
She's
yeah.
like walking around her apartment like so mad. She's like, where are these interns? I gotta go off.
Send out a text. Everyone's telling to meet up. Where do you send them all to?
We go to what time of year is it? Is it summer?
Our prom's right on the corner, so it's basically like around now. We're like, if anything, maybe a week
Okay.
or so ago. It's like mid-May, end of May.
I asked them if they want to meet at Montrose Beach.
Ooh, fun.
Oh, Bondrose Beach.
Montrose. I think we can use Montrose Beach
Oh,
for public
okay.
property. I think we're good there. But thank you.
I
Yeah.
thought you were doing that with everything.
I wish. No, but we go to Montrose Beach as you guys go, and I think it's easy to get everyone's access and information. One person I do want to check in with is someone we haven't talked to in a while. What's going on with Simone? You know, last we left you were sort of tucked away in this room, sort of getting offered the saving grace, this notion that the world is coming to an end. And it's okay, because you're going to be here ready for when it starts anew. What is Simone doing in her room? Or what does she do in her time in that same 7 days? As everyone else has, how do you spend your week?
Yeah, so I really enjoy this apartment. It's like so much fun since I've been living with my parents back at home. So it's like a little taste of being like a young adult.
Mm-hmm.
So she really appreciates being able to like live as an individual before everything comes to an end.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, she's just chilling in the house. And also she starts making a list of things to do.
Mm-hmm. What does that list include of? Like, what is that list of things to do?
I think one of the things is just like helping people in need.
Ooh.
I know there's a lot of weird, evil things happening to other people. So I think that's one thing to help people before it's too late. And also just like kicking more like demon ass, like more like evil spirits lurking around the Chicago area. So hopefully, we could do a little bit more of that before it ends.
Mm-hmm. And I think you take this moment as well, you're here, to maybe explore a little bit more about that, to take an active part against those sort of things. And as you spend time with Marcus, he's taking you on a walk, and he says, so you want to know more about the monsters, specifically? Well, I mean, I guess it makes sense. tend to exist in every cycle, and every time some sort of creature, unbeknownst to human realms or realities, just appears and pops up and wreaks havoc. But it's not always the same type each time. It's not always the same way. Why were you so interested?
Yeah, I isn't there like a super evil monster like that's tormenting Chicago?
Like a singular entity
Yeah.
that's tormenting all of Chicago? I mean, no, not that I know of. I mean, there was Jenny, but we took care of her. I mean, now she's a part of our system. I wonder if she'll survive the rewrite. Remind me to double check on that. I will look into that. But no, not really. I mean, here all of it sort of is as it is. We're just getting things ready and prepared. The toughest thing, honestly, Simone, is that a lot of time happens before anything really happens. This is the toughest thing about the job, is that you spend a lot of time with nothingness. So we try to get good at something in all of those times. In the last cycle, I got very good at tap dancing. I spent around 2 million years at it, and boy, by the end of it, I was my own Fred Astaire.
Oh my God, I need to see you dance before
I
leave.
He walks forward continually, and he says, "Oh, easy." Snaps his fingers as a different style of floor appears, and he walks forward on his shoes are tap shoes, and he begins just tapping in place in front of you. It's like, see, it's really not that hard once you get the muscle, and then you can go so crazy with it. And he starts doing some flips, having a blast, and he look at him and he's like, ta-da! At the end.
That was amazing.
Thank you. And you know what? I know you're wondering, hey, Marcus, how do you just do all this magic all the time? It doesn't cost you anything. Simone, you will learn. You will learn as well. That's one of the things we'll spend our first cycle sort of practicing and getting really good at, is gaining all the spatial magic. Perhaps by the 5th or 6th cycle, we'll be able to sort of learn on your own and be able to gain some of your own skills outside of that. But definitely for these next 4 Googles, you'll be learning quite a bit.
Okay. I want to figure out what type of magic to focus on.
Well, let's see what you are attuned to. Let's take a gander at where your sort of natural fit is. Describe to me a little bit about your casting. Tell me a little bit more about the spells that you've woven in the past, as he begins walking you towards a new part of the space. Walking for the ground beneath you shifts some tiles and begins to do pitchfuls of sand and dust begin to part underneath you as you walk forward into a coliseum. While this is going on, what do you say?
Wow, this is like a crazy training center.
No, this realm,
old.
It can make anything you want. I add a little flair, a little panache, because you got to keep things interesting. It's gonna get really. I cannot stress this, how boring it will get around here very fast. And so we gotta be sure we can entertain ourselves.
Okay. So I'm thinking about my magic. I feel like I'm more in tune with more like earthly elements.
Interesting. Well, I mean, you did summon that snake thing that one time from my recollection. I was reading some reports and you see him wave his hand, and suddenly the agency reports appear, and he starts going through and says, seems you like to use electricity a little bit, sort of attuned to air and static. And you've learned the cost of magic as well. Tell me more about this pocket dimension thing. It says here your energy got drained as you were trying to navigate your way through. What was that like?
Yeah, I remember just being on the cusp of dying, like just very weak. All my blood was gone, and I felt like I was fainting, and I couldn't help my like teammates either.
Felt useless, unable to
Mm-hmm.
aid your folks when you needed them most. It's a tough feeling, but hold on to it. It's good. It's good energy. Spite and fuel is what's needed to keep us going. We'll run a few tests right now, and I have a theory. So he pulls open. He moves his hand and summons forth this like training dummy made out of straw in front of you, and says, "Okay, try your best to shoot some lightning at it."
Okay, so I put my hand forward
Mhm.
and just try using my mind to shoot electricity from my hands.
Heck yeah! Isn't that one of your spell attacks?
I think it is,
Yeah.
yeah.
Cool.
Um, let's. I was thinking of using a wand, but like I don't know, it just felt so unnatural.
Yeah. Well, I also think like as we were talking about some of your previous spell casting, it's you've never needed a foci. You've never needed something to channel your magic. It's been some gestures. You've had some utterances in a language you don't realize you're speaking. But if all intents and purposes, you seem to be the vessel for the magic, the
Okay.
container of it.
Okay, so
Mhm.
one of my effects is lightning or entropy.
Okay.
So yeah, I just focus on my energy
Yeah.
and try to like push it out from my body.
Marcus watches you and you push your palms forward, pah, and it shoots out. And he says, "Oh, fascinating. Okay, okay. You didn't hit the target, but that's fine. That's okay. That's all right. That was a short range thing. You're not. We have you'll get there. Just let's bring it a closer." And he like moves his hand forward, and the target comes forward. And I want to try something. I just want to try something. This might hurt a little bit. Um, and he takes out a knife and he cuts your arm, so you take one harm. Now do it again. Do that magic again.
I'm just focusing all my energy into my palm
Yeah.
and hopefully something comes out.
And psh, another burst of electricity goes through. And I was looking at your spells also. It's short range is a burst. It's also necrotic. So as watching this damage occur, Marcus says, "Aha! Yes, I knew it." And you look down at your arm, at where he had cut you after shooting the electricity out. Somehow you feel it, the circuit that's made from the lightning, from your palms of your body to this straw creature. And in the moment it hits it, you feel something in it. Something is, it's not alive, but it's not dead. And as you hit it and feel the hollow reverberations of a heartbeat, you watch as the circuit finishes in your other palm. And as the lightning begins to then race up your arm, you watch as these bolts go across, stitching the wound, closing it up. You heal 1 damage from your magic. Marcus turns and says, "Ah! Yes, I had a feeling." See, sometimes there's some after effects when you encounter some life-endangering scenario. And when I was reading your report about dealing that pocket dimension and being your energy drained, I figured it might have left something in reverse. If we channel it and focus on it, you might be able to evoke that onto someone else. What doesn't kill you make you stronger, huh?
Oh yeah, that feels really weird, but that's crazy. I didn't know I had this power.
You'll find you know a lot of things in this space. Truly, Simone, you might be one of the, soon, you might be ready to meet more of the council. But in the meantime, please, feel free to get situated. I feel like we've done enough for today. And once again, Simone, at any point you can go. You can go back to your reality. You have a key now. You can come back here as you need. Well, of course, you can stay here as long as you like. You don't have to ever leave if you choose. But I just wanted you to know that you really are no one's prisoner here.
Okay. That makes me feel a lot better because I'm starting to miss everyone.
Yes, you should say your goodbyes. It's often very sad when you don't get to, and then you have to spend millennia regretting it. You go spend time with your friends. Once again, cannot tell them the world is ending. They cannot know.
I will not tell.
Thank you. You understand the order needs to be maintained. The power needs to keep its structure in order for it to continue.
Okay, so I just jump back into bed and I'm so tired and I snuggle up into the covers.
As you walk away, you hear him go, and I still got it. As he taps away down the hall. We come back to this moment where everyone's gotten this text from Dolly to meet up at, where was this again?
Montrose Beach.
Montrose Beach. And we see everyone sort of gather here. We watch first as Mike is the first one to arrive, waiting for you all early, throwing out a tarp and getting his pool umbrella. That's the thing. A beach umbrella. That's the thing. A beach umbrella set up. And later you see Sally arrive in a wonderful sort of swimsuit get up with a sarong wrapped around her waist and a tinfoil cap on her beach cap as she sits underneath. And the rest of you all, what do you guys do when you guys get there? Well, rather, I should ask, is there anyone else there? Gliz, do you bring anyone else with you? Is it just...
Anybody else with me to
the beach hangout? No? Cool. So I guess then the rest of y'all just arrive, and you're hanging out on the beach.
See, the problem is they just like rushed the ending so much and didn't really give us the emotional arc required to see her destroy the whole city. Like, where did that come from? You know what I mean?
No, you could definitely tell that the writers were different on it. You hear Mike pop up and Sally goes, honestly, if you have the patience for it, I think it's worth reading the book, but who knows when the final one's coming out. Honestly, it's better off having an ending. You know what I mean? Even if it's not great, it's there.
No, I don't accept the bad ending. It needs to have the right ending for the investment, the years of our lives that we spent.
Did you do it this week? Didn't you just?
Yeah, it felt like years of my life, though.
Okay, that's a lot of time. Fair. And I'm not going to fault you for investment. Yeah, I'm not going to fault you for investment. You know,
there were child actors that are now adult actors.
Yeah.
You know.
Mm-hmm. Honestly, you should follow Macy Williams on TikTok. It's great.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she actually doesn't say her real name there. She's not even verified.
Mm-hmm. The whole thing.
Yeah.
I just downloaded TikTok. It's great.
Are you trying to be more relatable to your students, bud?
No, I'm actually full disclosure. I'm trying to spy on them just to see if they're up to playing pranks or anything. At least in my class, I found Yaz's TikTok account, and oh boy, she's lucky I don't report her to Department of Homeland Security or I don't know, PETA or something.
Whoa, what's on your TikTok?
What? Oh, hey, Yaz. Oh, I totally forgot that that you were here. I thought you were.
Wait, what would be on Yaz's TikTok that you'd report to PETA?
Oh, you know what? I'm not even going to leak your username. It's just like I'm sure Beryl has a secret Reddit account that she doesn't want any one of us following. Mm-hmm. Everybody has
just got an email address. She does not have Reddit.
Don't understand what the Reddit is, so I do not have a Reddit, but if you like, you could probably get one from the agency, which I am still banned from and am now apparently locked out of forever. You know, it's good that you have something on the side, you know? Don't just think that teaching is what matters, okay? Invest in the TikToking, okay? Invest in all these other things. It's important, Glizzy. Beryl, by the way, is also in like full jeans, full clothing. Like nothing, like doesn't even, it's not summer for her.
Beryl, here's a White Claw.
Yeah, there are no laws with these.
If there are
This
no
is neither-
laws,
Did you make that up right now?
I would
Nah,
That is
not
hilarious.
lie.
I
Did
wish.
you make it up?
I wish. I was on set the other
Oh.
day. We were shooting a commercial, and someone else said it, and I've been using it. Yeah,
There ain't no
Well,
laws
at
when you're
all.
drinking these. That's
Yeah.
great.
it's good.
Yeah. But yeah, this is a beautiful day out. Does anybody want to go for a swim?
And drown my sorrows in the water? Never.
Yes,
Oh,
grabs a white claw.
Mike,
Yeah.
excuse me.
Takes it out.
There are
of your
no
hand.
laws. I think you said that yourself.
Yes,
damn,
but
you're
also, you know, it's crazy. We are no longer
On
in
the
Streeterville.
stream. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right.
Look at this fraudster enforcing laws all of a sudden.
Hey, what can I say? I work for insurance. I gotta know. I gotta know some of the
You
rules.
used to work for insurance. Did
used
you
to
say
work-
that you got?
Yeah, I
you
got fired.
terminated?
I got.
So you know what? Yaz, drink it. Yeah, I'm
Okay.
changing a new tactic with you now.
All right.
He's probably going to put this on TikTok.
Oh no.
All this
Let us
TikTok
all enjoy the
conversation-
tick-tocking.
All this TikTok conversation, and you know whose profile hasn't gotten mentioned? Simone's. The one who did you or did you not? Didn't you like pay for bots or like followers?
Oh yeah.
I
I
don't know.
did.
Yeah. Everyone's talking about like Yaz's TikTok as like all this sort of stuff. What is going through Simone's head while this is happening?
Oh wait. Can you say that one more time?
So while everyone else is talking about Yaz's TikTok, what is
Mhm.
going through Simone's head as you're sitting in this moment?
I'm just like, I hope they don't look at my profile. I think they'll click my followers and just like click through each profile and see there's just like one post on each person's profile, so you know they're a bot. I'm like
Just like a
super
very-
self-conscious.
Yeah, not saying anything just in this moment. I was gonna say it's the other thing where they go to it and find a video where you're bad mouthing each of them, like, and that's like, oh, don't you hate it when your coworkers are like one of those
Aw.
videos? Yeah. But no, you guys are just hanging out on this beach, and you're enjoying a good time with one another. Dolly, there was a reason why you gathered this group together,
Yeah.
and I think eventually there comes a time where you bring up the matter at hand.
All right, you guys, here's the matter at hand. I think it's about time we break into the agency. They know something we don't. And I want to find that out. Frankly, I've been seeking revenge for my parents' death since I was 7. I'm 32 now. 34, I think, from my character sheet. But I'm not going to spend my whole life seeking revenge. I'm going to get it done while I'm young and able, and then I'm going to retire on a beach somewhere, happy that I murdered my parents' murderers, okay? I'm not going to, what am I supposed to do? If it takes me till I'm 70 to find out this mystery, I'm going to like feebly rush in on them. They might even be dead by natural causes by then. I need to get revenge now. I don't have all the time in the world, okay? So let's break into that agency. Let's figure this out.
Yeah. And I would love, while we're breaking in, to steal some books. Just to steal something from the agency. And that's the only reason.
Yeah, I like that. Little delinquency. Get a taste
Mhm.
for it.
I mean,
Mhm.
careful.
What is-
Kleptomania is a real like slippery soap, though. Like I had a whole phase when I was not too much older than you. That,
Okay. All right, Mike.
Just saying.
Thanks.
Mhm.
Oh, happy you're part of the group.
It'd be ridiculous. It would be ridiculous for anyone to try and attempt to sneak into the agency. There's really no soft spots. I mean, if I had to pick a particular plan of action, I might wait for when the guards change over, which is once, every couple years or so. Actually, it depends. I don't actually know the times of whatever animals are using now. Then I'd have to wait for Jenny to actually be asleep at 2 p.m. Then I have to wait for particularly full moon. That way you can have a lot of clear visibility at night. And then
Wait.
you just sneak into the tiny junction between the time places and the space-time dimension. It'd be very difficult, almost impossible.
Aren't you also like? How long does your vacation supposed to last for? How many days you got left?
This is the last day.
Oh, so maybe you could go back tomorrow and find an easier way in for all of us, or maybe
And just
something-
walk right in.
Leave a door open.
Yeah.
Wait, yeah, don't we have a work tomorrow?
I mean, no. Also, rude of you to bring this up. We just talked about it. I was fired. You know, I'm currently unemployed.
Nobody's talking to you, okay?
You guys are friends now. Is this how you treat your
It's a little
friends?
rude.
But friends fight. I learned that in my first session of therapy.
Oh.
Is that as long as you apologize after, you could say whatever you want.
I don't think that's right,
That's
dude.
not-
I
I'm
really,
sorry.
I
That's
what
really,
you took
you
away
gotta,
from
you gotta stick with
therapy?
therapy. Yeah.
Yeah, wait
Mm.
until you do some work.
My first day. Yeah, you can't blame me. I'm just working on myself. So
You can't blame
talk
me.
to me
I'm
in a
just
couple
working
days.
on
Yeah, as
myself.
long as you stand up looking at yourself,
I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna say that next time I get into a car accident. You can't blame me. I'm just working on myself.
So funny.
That's a good line. That's actually a really. I hope I would use it as a catchphrase for any villain. Yeah.
Just working on myself. I forgot what we were talking about.
I think.
agency.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
yes.
going to the-
Yeah, I'm all
I mean,
hyped
yeah.
up to break in tonight. Are you telling me we're just gonna walk right in the door tomorrow?
I'm not saying anything. I'm saying it'd be very, very hard to break into an agency. I'm also saying technically, I suppose I have work tomorrow. And I am saying that I am very excited to go back to work. It is very exciting to me.
Are you also saying, Beryl, that tonight is the full moon? Whoa.
Yes, that is how the calendar works.
Okay.
So it's kind of, yeah. I guess now if you had to go in, it'd be tonight. But, again, 2 p.m., it's a hard thing. And there's Jenny interdimensional thing. I just wouldn't break in. What would you possibly want to steal? All you have to do is graduate, go into the agency, work for 15 to 25 years, become a fully fledged member, and then you have access to all the information in the world. So
I told you I don't have all the time in the world for revenging. I'm
you've
trying
been waiting
to
since
get
you were
it
7.
done.
You can wait a few more decades. It seems
That's
like you're
not
doing
how
fine.
time works.
Sally pipes up and says, "Well, at the very least, Mike and I need to be onboarded. So you're gonna have to get us and our paperwork started so we could start infiltrating from our side as well."
Oh,
Did
did
you-
you hear that?
Did you mail him? Did you mail your application in?
Beryl, you said you would get us the paperwork, and you haven't been allowed on campus, so we haven't had any paperwork to fill out.
It's not called campus. It's not a startup.
Oh, what do you guys call it?
The agency.
Oh, just the agency.
It's
Well,
the
we haven't been
agency.
allowed onto the agency.
Well, you haven't been allowed on the agency, and then you can't do the paperwork. And if you can't do the paperwork, I can't file the paperwork. And if you can't file the paperwork, you can't join the agency.
See, this is the
You
issue.
can't join the agency. You can't be on here. And then if you can't be on there, then you have to Beryl
Oh,
is just
she's
going through this
broken.
cycle.
She's broken. Get her another drink.
And she can't be there. and then she can't
Simone,
be, and she
you're
can't
awfully
be.
quiet.
Yes, you pop.
Do you wanna break in?
You take one over.
Yeah, I've been going back and forth,
Mhm.
but you know what? I think we should break in. Let's just do it.
Simone, where have you been? I haven't seen you in school for a while.
I know I went on a retreat over the weekend. My parents got it for me as a birthday present. So it was like a writing seminar about, to help my ACTs, SAT scores. So it was a lot of studying. So I've been pretty tired.
Should she have to roll and manipulate?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
I'm trying
Yeah.
to. I think you guys have to investigate a mystery because I think this is the lie, to sort of figure out if she's lying or not. I think that's a scale.
I'll roll just because I have a history of failures that I would like to.
How about we can do a
sure,
competing roll
erase.
where Joan. I think you should have
Okay.
Simone act under pressure, and then you guys roll your rolls of
All
investigate
of
a
us are
mystery.
just Dolly.
Whoever chooses to. I'll open it up to whoever chooses to.
Okay,
And
I'm
comparatively,
gonna do it.
we'll see how it looks. So, if you're able to act under pressure enough to, get it.
Ooh.
Well, you have to beat a 6 with your
that's a
act under
failure.
pressure so far. We're going to compare. Ooh,
Oh, no.
it's a 7.
But I still get experience.
Yeah! Yeah, you and Shu both get experience. And it's enough. I think with everything that's been going on, Dolly, you are questioning whether or not your parents are even dead right now. Shu, with everything that's been going on in the agency, I think the last thing you would think is that someone here has their own key. That someone here has been able to get on and get off without any incident. Yeah.
No one would ever do that. They would let me know immediately if they were able to get into the agency, right?
It's weird that one of your privileges, like, it's
Ridiculous.
infeasible to you. It's impossible to you to, like, the idea that an intern would have A, more access than you, and B, have access that you wouldn't know about. So I think in this moment, like, the idea of, like, the retreat seems feasible. It's like, oh, we know someone's parents are, like, really invested and kind of involved. Like, maybe that probably is what happened. But yeah.
Yeah, I think Dolly just assumes that's like something that parents do, and you don't just live with your grandma. You get to go to camps.
Go to character retreats.
Yeah.
Okay, well, hi. I don't think we ever met. My name is Mike. I'm you might recognize me from the commercials. I'm from Country Field. And yeah, so are you like a whiz kid, or you do magic like that one over there?
Yeah, so I'm trying to get really good grades right now. It's senior year. I'm applying a bunch of colleges. I know prom happened, but
It hasn't happened yet. It's a weekend away.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, my schedule. Like it's been crazy. Like I don't even know what day it is because senior year has been so, it's been crazy.
Good for you, because I'll be honest, by the time my second semester senior year came by, shoot, I didn't even go to half my classes. Senioritis was more fun in the 80s because the schools didn't care.
Yeah, me and Yasmin, we go to a high, like one of those high, like everyone who graduates from our school goes to somewhere really amazing.
Oh, you guys go to Old Briar, right? That's what Glizzes teaches. Yeah. You guys have a very, very high success rate of students.
Yeah, so there's a lot of pressure. I went to that writing retreat to like make sure my scores are on top. I'm taking like a last minute test right before I submit my application. So that's why I've been kind of like missing from the group.
Okay. Well,
Yes, don't you have all the same tests?
Yeah, I was just thinking that actually. I mean, I'm not great with my schedule and with tests, but I feel like I would have remembered if there was a last minute one.
I had to like submit like a proposal. Like I had to pull a bunch of last minute strings because my score was so low in March. Like I had to take it over again.
That's never happened to you since I've known you.
Yeah, there's a first for everything. And, it's been a tough, stressful second semester. And I just had to get away and take the test, go to the writing retreat. But I'm normal now. I'm stress-free now. So don't worry.
Oh, okay.
I think a great place for a mixed success to hit. Like, yeah, it makes sense, but there's still some questionable moments, and everyone else might be sort of away from it. But yes, I think it's also, I don't know. This is your friend. Like, this is like your good friend who you may not even say it out loud to one another, but you would even say your best friend, right? Like, this is the only other person who knows about your magic who's also your age, like, and they're behaving differently. To be fair, you're also behaving differently. Like, a deeper level of secret that you're not. Have you informed anyone about your dreams? Have you told anyone about sort of these premonitions that you've been having recently? Does Beryl even know?
No, she wants to, but she's scared to say something.
And so I think maybe there's a level to which you're like, who am I to say anything? I'm keeping stuff. It may not even be that big, but there might have been, maybe there's a boy that like, ooh, what if Simone's asking out Jax to prom, or is like waiting for Jax? Like, you know what I mean? Like, there could be anything at this moment, and like, to jeopardize it, you might even feel like to jeopardize your friendship in that, like, might give you pause. But as you're in the space, sort of hanging out, enjoying the lovely beach summer day, Gliz, you get a text on your phone. Emergency meeting. Need help right now. They're coming. And you see it's from Frank Vienna.
I gotta do some bear stuff.
You gonna go poop in the woods?
Yeah, and we're at the beach right now, so the woods are pretty far away, and I can only poop in the woods. So,
What?
yeah,
What?
I'm gonna go do some bear stuff, and
Bear
then
stuff?
I'll shoot me a text, and I'll meet you all wherever you're at.
Oh, wait, are we still
Um,
going to the... What time do you want me to come by for WrestleMania later today?
Oh, yeah, that. What time to come by? I thought we were meeting at the stadium.
Oh, well, I thought we were going to pregame and then carpool at your place. That's what we talked about. I thought we were just going to go after this picnic and...
Could I roll to manipulate?
Yeah, you definitely could.
to manipulate somebody? Okay, yeah, this putting us.
I
Manipulate.
want to carry dice around now every time I want to lie to my friends.
Manipulate somebody.
Now let's see if you believe
I'm too
my
busy
lie.
to see you.
It's a failure. Hey,
All right.
bud, you can just tell us what it is. We're your friends here, man.
Yeah, why is everyone acting weird today?
No one is acting weird. I don't know why you would ever say that.
Okay, yeah, you're
All
acting
right, I'll
normal.
say it.
Weird.
I'll say it. My therapist told me that I need to be more honest, and I met some other people.
Liz, that's great.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, as Beryl
Great that
said
you have
earlier,
found-
Is
Beryl said
Jeff
earlier,
gonna be
it's good to
okay?
have more than just the history thing, and so I think it's good for me to have more than one group of friends. And before you say anything, all right, they are like me.
They're all
They're like
history
me.
teachers?
Libertarians?
Yeah.
No,
like
no,
ancient
not.
Mesopotamian.
You shouldn't be
Rude
hanging
to
out with
their
the whole group of
students?
libertarians.
Yeah, actually,
No,
that's like how
no,
you get really
libertarians-
insular in your
Hang
thought.
gang is the worst.
Yeah, we only gang is they're Democrat. That's a Democrat, okay? The mayor of New Jack City is a Democrat, all right? So let's get that off. They're not a libertarian at all.
I am very happy for you to have found a group of people that you can experience love and joy and
They're
any sort of
werebears.
polyamory with. Even
They're
better.
werebears?
They're
Oh,
werebears.
Very
Yes,
happy
that's
for you.
right. That's right. They're werebears. I don't
Oh,
They're
Polyamorous
werebears. Yeah.
werebears?
I thanks Beryl for telling me that there are other people that there are a lot of people just like me. Are any of them
Yes.
interns? Yeah. So
if they
What
would
I'm
like to fill out the
saying,
paperwork.
agency-
Wait. If they don't get the paperwork, I can't be in the and if I don't get the then they won't be on
so
the agency.
you're just
And
going
she
to
just goes back.
ditch us for your bear friends? You hear Mike say, kind of
Well,
like looking at you.
They're polyamorous, so I get it.
nobody said they're polyamorous. all
I'm pretty
right?
sure
Nobody
Beryl's
said-
a
I'm sure a couple of them.
polyamorous.
Oh, maybe a
If
couple
you-
of them are.
We do not judge. We do not judge.
Yeah, but
No,
to
I
make
don't
a
fight for
generalization
you.
that all
Find
werebears
your-
are
I am
polyamorous is
judging you
specious,
ditching
okay?
WrestleMania to go hang out with your new friends. I will say that I am judging.
I didn't say, I'm not gonna hang out for them for that long. It's an emergency, okay? It's a bear emergency.
Then why don't we just all go with you?
Emergency.
Why don't we just go meet you and why don't we go meet your friends?
Yeah, are you ashamed of us?
Yeah, dude.
No, I'm not ashamed of you all, but
It's perfectly
Fine,
acceptable if you are ashamed of the rest of your internship cohort. It happens, we would not judge.
no, I'm not ashamed. I'm not ashamed at all. I just need to make sure. I'm gonna check with them as if it's okay if I bring some other people. As long as you don't make any bear jokes or bear references or yeah. Okay, let me text them, okay?
Now all I can think about are bear jokes.
You
He
text them
texts-
and you don't get any response.
You said this was your friend?
No response. No, they're probably eating some salmon or something. No, why
If
don't you
you're
guys
not
come?
ready
Let's
to
go.
introduce your paramours to the rest of the internship cohort, we'll understand. We are not
No,
trying
my
to
therapist told me in my first
infringe.
session. My first session was 3 hours long, and what they told me to is that I need to combine all of my friends. That's what they said. That's what they said. And if they don't like each other, they could just fight to the death. That's what my
What's-
therapist is saying.
What's your
therapist a
therapist's
werebear?
name?
Yeah, Yaz recommended me a therapist that she said that was very highly recommended. So I took Yaz's
my
advice.
childhood therapist. Back when I lived with my parents, I did see this therapist.
For childhood
They
therapist,
really
yeah.
work then.
Yeah.
The childhood psychologist seeing a fully 35-year-old man. I love it. Yeah.
Yeah.
The only therapist I knew of to recommend. So
yeah.
Didn't
So
work
yeah,
for
okay,
me,
let's all go to the let's go to the bar. Fine.
As you
Mike, can you give us a ride?
Fine. I haven't even had any claws. And he like gets up, sort of packs everything up.
do you want to drive? I fly?
Oh no, I haven't told them that I know how to fly. That's no. Okay, hold on. That's really important.
Did
They
your
don't know
therapist
that
tell
I
you
know
to
how to
keep secrets?
Ooh.
My therapist said that I could keep some secrets.
It's called privacy,
All-
Astra.
Also,
It's
it's
not a
it's
secret.
called the
Some
Patriot Act.
secret.
So wait a
The
minute.
best
No, that's what he said.
relationships are the ones where you don't tell anyone else anything and they never ask of you for anything.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly what they said.
Are you
That's
dating
Most comfortable
Liz's
relationship.
therapist?
No, Barrel's a deep catfish of Gliss's.
What is this therapist that you all are speaking of? And why is it 3 hours long?
That's a normal. That's like not even a normal session. They say they're usually his sessions are 6 hours long. So
Yeah, and you got to pay every 15 minutes.
you got to pay everything up front. Yeah.
As you guys end up driving over to this bar, and you park outside, what's it called? Mike says, "Okay, fine. Let me just pull in the parking app. I'll meet you in there in a moment." And you, Gliz, and everyone else sort of walks forward, and you push your way into the bar. As a door swings open, mayhem sits before you. The bar is a mess. The pool table has been cracked in half. A man lays there with their back splayed out over it, leg bending in a wrong direction. You look at more fellows sort of like covered in deep wounds, as laid across tables, bleeding. And in the corner, you look and see Frank Vienna. Half bear, half man, being forced to revert out of it as a man stands above them, their hand digging into their chest and then pulling out. Sharpened nails sitting at their edge as they stand and look back. As they shake their hand off, they turn around and... Dolly, you see a face you haven't seen in years. Beryl, you see an unaged face of David Montgomery. Only difference being the fangs descending from his teeth. And that's where we're going to end this episode of Monster of the Week. We'll be back next week with episode 11. Let's go around and do our outros.
What?
Cruelty.
I
Cruelty
wish
to
you could
women.
watch the next episode right now. What is this, Game of Thrones?
Basically, right?
my
But yeah, we'll
God.
get back into it. Let's go around and do our outros. We're gonna go in reverse order, kicking it off with the most shocked. And I'm sorry, I didn't want to ruin anything. I didn't want to give you any spoilers. Yeah,
I love it though.
I had an idea. I was like, someone might not be dead, or they are dead, just undead. And so Erica,
Guess we're gonna find out.
let's talk about you. Talk about what's going on in your life, where folks can find you, what you got going on the internet, all that good stuff.
Yeah, my name is Erica Geyser. I play Dolly. I am on the internet on Instagram at Bebica_says. And this has nothing to do with comedy or entertainment or anything, but I recently made some pottery, and this is a cup that I made.
Whoa!
Wow.
Hell yeah!
Cool.
Oh, that's beautiful. Can you show the
It's
inside
so
It's got some
pretty.
weight, and
Yeah.
it's perfect for going.
again?
So I think this will be my teacup.
Ooh, very fun.
Cute.
Very cool. That's super cool.
Are you gonna post photos of it on Instagram? Could people go follow and like?
100%.
There you go.
Yes.
Head on over to Erica's Instagram to show how awesome and how much we appreciate their hard work. Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Moving up next, Usra, tell us about yourself.
Hi, yes, I'm Usra. You can find me on Twitter or Instagram at Kanye. That's KHANYE__West. I'm literally, I also teach yoga. You can follow me on my yoga Instagram at yog.usra. Yeah, and literally I'm just trying to get outside as much as I can while the weather isn't too hot. And that's me.
Heck yeah. Moving right along, Joan.
Hey everyone, this is Joan. You can follow me on Instagram at Saint Joan. I don't have that much happening online, but I guess lately I'm learning how to code. So the last couple days I've been crying and sweating, and it's JavaScript is very hard. If you guys have any tips and good books or links to read, just let me know.
Yeah, send Joan a DM. They will have to check them to accept them first, unless you follow. It'll be a whole thing. You know how Instagram works. But yeah. Moving right along, we've got Harrison.
Hi, everybody. Harrison here. I play Gliz. Catch me on Twitter at Harrison_happen or at Instagram where I'm a bit more active at Harrison's Happening. And add me on PSN for Apex, Monkey Mud, 3Ds. Also, another D in Diamond, which I'm trying to get to.
There it is.
Nobody's picking up the boat check anymore.
Hey, for the record, was it Lifeline? Weren't they nerfed? But they're in fact weren't they buffed now? So they're kind of like
they were nerfed. Thank you, Masood.
Wait, are you a Lifeline main?
I'm a Lifeline main, but I've been playing Valkyrie a little bit.
Okay.
Just got that 2K badge with her, and definitely, especially with those get those sneaky rat spots. Like, the two teams or are like trying to third party, fourth party. All you got to do, use that ult, pew, up into the sky. They won't be able to catch you. Get that killer rotation. Get that dub. So add me Monkey Mud.
Please, chat. Add him so we don't have to listen to him talk about Apex. I like the bit, but please, somebody add him. Yeah. Moving right along. Shu.
Hi everyone, I've been Shu. You can catch me on Twitter and Instagram at Hello There Shu. It's been a pretty chill time. I don't know. I'm trying to think if there's anything I want people to send me DMs for. Honestly, nothing.
Heck yeah. Choose unconnecting themselves from the grid, so just expect that for the next couple days.
I'm gonna make my own pottery. Sew my own clothes.
Unconnect yourself from the plumbing, because you got to be off grid, baby, off any grid.
Yeah.
Hi, and then that leaves me, Masood. I make jokes that I think are funny. Hi, you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Marudeboy, MAHRUDEVOI. Yeah, that's me, man. I do this show on Wednesday nights with these wonderful folks from Surf Friday Night here in my hometown of Chicago. I also do Rivals of Waterdeep on Sundays with the folks from Rivals of Waterdeep, and we've been having a blast. Season 10 has been moving right along, and it's getting pretty good. I'm the GM this season, so I might be biased, but folks are having a good time. I don't know what to say. If you haven't checked it out yet, go check out our VODs. Go listen to the podcast over on on the website, or just catch up and then listen to us live. Tuesday nights, I do Generation Fantasy with my buddies at Indoor Recess, and it is a 5th edition homebrew set in the world of Dungeons & Dragons, and also in the world of Jenkins, Nebraska, where I played the most obnoxious PC you've ever met, Kent Vanderbilt. And he's got a very punchable voice, so I hope they invites you to come watch. And then, this show's on Wednesday nights. We do it and have a blast while doing it. You can go to our YouTube if you want to get caught up on some of our previous episodes. There's 9 of them, so there's a lot of fun stuff to go see what's happening there. But yeah, we'll be around next week. We'll see you what's up. Oh, just so you know already, folks, June 30th, we will be off. Telling you now, we're going to tell you again. But that's basically leading into Independence Day weekend. We won't be here. But yeah, until then, we'll be right and present. So, Thank you so much for hanging out. We're Stir Friday Night here on Roll20 playing Evil Hat Productions, Monster of the Week. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.